everybody to an all new episode of GVN Talk. This is the show where Geek Vibes Nation comes together to talk about whatever we want to talk about. I am your host, Juwaan, and we will have a fun bunch today. Kicking off first, Trevon. What's up, Trevon?
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here. Can't wait to talk about everything. Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, and I definitely know there's no one that loves Power Rangers more than Trevon. That is fact. That is
Correct.
fact.
Correct.
Factual. Like I would take Trevon to any Power Rangers trivia night, and I know I'd walk out a winner. Like that wouldn't even be debatable. Next up, Ash. I know you saw this week's episode of Bad Batch. I'm still shaking. How you doing, Ash?
Wait, no, I haven't seen this episode as yet. I caught up and then I got behind. How? I don't know.
You know what it is?
So
I
don't
will ever blame soccer for why you can
honestly
push back Star Wars.
I have no excuse other than ball is life.
Ball is life. Look. You know, if you had come to me, almost a month ago when me and Joel's Knicks were in the playoffs, I would say the same thing. Ball is life. You know,
exactly. But I will be catching up on it tonight. But I've saw the last couple of episodes, and I'm hurt from the last two episodes.
Let me just say this. You know, I never spoil anything, but if you're hurt off those episodes, this will break your heart. This episode.
No, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. Oh gosh.
Oh wow.
The queen of video gaming herself, Jamie. What's going on?
I like this title. I'm gonna have to carry this with me. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm happy to be back and talking about everything, just like Trevon was saying.
Absolutely. Jamie, Joel, it's funny because you know how tired me and you always are covering everything of New York Comic-Con, San Diego. Jamie did everything video games this past week. And it was almost like back to back. At least when me and you do the cons, we literally go, okay, no one cares about this. We'll skip that. Jamie was just legit, no, everything.
Yeah, I think I streamed like more than 20 hours within this past week. So it was a lot.
I saw one of them. It's like, it's not over yet.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Lord.
the only time me and Joel have ever done something like that is with Fandom last year. And even in Fandom, we said, who cares about half this stuff? We're taking a break. We'll be back. But to have done that complete, oh, no. Oof, no. And Joel knows how much I love to talk, but I don't think I could do that much. I don't know.
Challenge them.
I'm lucky that they had a lot of people talking for me a lot of the time. So,
that's true.
You know, a little shade, but a little shade. Just a little bit, you know.
And welcome to GVN Talk for the first time. Joel, what's going on, Joel?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
We are ready to talk. I'm glad to have you on, Joel. We got so much to talk about. I want to start off with Jamie. Give us some of the biggest points to come out of E3.
All right. So I signed up for like the media list for E3. Not that it really does anything. Anybody can do it, but it makes me feel like official on the inside. Yeah. So on this list, they have Humankind, which I'm not big into the like historic, like turn-based kind of games, but apparently that's going to be kind of big. Avatar, a freaking Avatar game is supposed to be coming out, like the blue Avatars, not Airbender. So that was big. Mario plus Rabbids are going to have a new game, and it actually looks kind of intriguing. I was honestly shocked. So we'll see how that turns out. I feel like the first one, hype kind of died down after it came out, but this one is looking kind of promising. And then of course my baby Xbox with Halo Infinite.
Yes,
that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
They had like a little showcase again yesterday where they show the same footage, but I was still happy to see it. And they had some devs kind of break some things down. I'm like, ooh yeah, this is looking like it could be game of the year. I don't know. Or at least if not this year, next year. It's gonna be huge. And what else? They promoted Flight Simulator for reasons to be determined. No hate on Flight Simulator. I feel like it's a cool idea. And like, especially for people who were stuck during the pandemic, like Flight Simulator is probably like one of the best games out there. But for E3, I mean, you got PlayStation out here with Ratchet and Clank. We're like, we got Flight Simulator and Tetris. I'm like, all right, chill out. Chill out. But
1 second.
that aside, we also have Starfield, which is going to be a new game from Bethesda. And it looked pretty interesting. I don't think anybody really knows what it's going to be about. But we know we are going to be on this space station, and we might be kind of like trying to maintain the space station and also like maybe get materials from, I want to say Mars. It's always kind of Mars. So I'm just throwing that out there as a blanket statement, but I have no idea. A Guardians of the Galaxy game was also announced. That looks super dope. For anybody who's played Mass Effect, it basically looks like Mass Effect, but if you put like the Guardians characters in there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, at least for right now, they might change their minds. You can only play as Peter Quill for the moment, which is like, how are you gonna have all the Guardians if you can't like play as all of them? So
I want to talk about this.
Oh no, okay. Moving on.
Hold on, before you go any further, Jamie, let's sit with this for a second. Go ahead, Trevon. What were your thoughts on only being able to play as Star-Lord?
I hate it. It pissed me off so bad because it's called Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it's almost like it's Star-Lord and his Guardians. I just don't. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't know why they would do this. When I first saw it started, I was like, "Oh, are they adding these characters to Avengers?" Because that's what it looked like to me. The characters aren't the design.
Yeah, I can see that.
It might spin off to be in the same world.
I can see them totally adding DLC.
Right. Remember how for PlayStation only, God, I hate Sony. But for PlayStation only, Spider-Man joined the Marvel Avengers game.
Well, he hasn't yet.
No. I
really?
Right.
They haven't added him
no.
yet?
They haven't added him
yet.
yet.
My God.
We could talk about that as well.
Oh, Lord.
That's a dollar that pisses me off. I haven't turned it on in months.
To be fair, Trevon, they're giving Black Panther his shine. And then I think Spider-Man will probably come out probably before the announcement for the new Spider-Man game. I think they'll probably release that as DLC.
I hope they do something.
It's coming. It's for sure coming.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what they did? They gave us Kate Bishop, who was at Archer.
Mm-hmm.
She teleports. Cool. You know who they gave us after that? Hawkeye, another Archer.
Yeah.
What is going on? And
well, remember, they also have a show with them coming out this year, so it might be to create some brand recognition.
That's not helping them. It's not helping. It's not helping.
I don't know. Pretty dope. Kate Bishop's pretty dope, and a lot of people don't know who Kate Bishop is. Like, a lot of people don't know this. The name Hawkeye will become a title,
right?
Rather than just a specific person. So they touched on all of that. So to me, that was pretty cool right before we get the actual series to kind of give people an idea about who she is. Now, I get you. I'm never a fan of having a repetitiveness of the same thing, but you can't really have one without the other. So to have just given us Kate Bishop with no mention of Hawkeye might have been just a little bit weird.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the fact that we got them back to back and nobody else.
Yeah,
not Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, nothing.
Could have been combined.
Yeah, I was about to say that they could have done like a combined announcement so they both come out at the same time.
Especially if they're gonna take this long with characters. You want to go from Archer to Archer. It's just redundant.
Yeah.
The struggle for them to like try to keep breathing life into that game. Yeah, I didn't even know that they hadn't put Spider-Man in there along with other characters that they already announced. I seriously, I made an E3 predictions video, and I was saying, put this game aside. The Guardians game is probably your best bet if you want anything Marvel related to actually be a success with Square Enix. So,
I will say it got a lot of hate. I had no problems with that Marvel game outside of it just being too short. And whenever you do this many DLCs this quickly after the release of your game, it's because you understand how short it was. So you're trying to expand the life of your game. I mean, we've
Oh, they're
seen
free too.
do this.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I had fun with Kate Bishop. I just wasn't come back for Hawkeye.
Oh no. This is
Like,
no. I get you. I agree with you doing back-to-back archers, but I personally love the game. I love the playability. I had fun with it. It was like a fleshed out Ultimate Alliance. Like, what could you do if the characters weren't so bunched together?
Yes, exactly.
You know
Yeah,
like you send Hulk there, send Thor there.
Yeah,
and your focus is this.
Yeah.
I personally enjoyed it. Now I'm with you. I don't know why they only gave you Star-Lord. I don't know who sat in the room and said they'll love this, that they can't play as all these other cool characters.
You can use their abilities.
Right.
I was like, what?
But
Yeah.
wait a minute. Let me say this.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
To this Guardians of the Galaxy game, if you guys want to really take this game up another level, your very first DLC should be Nova. If you make your first DLC for this Guardians game Nova, people will lose their shit, man. We want Sam. We want him. We've been waiting too long for him. And because Guardians are so cosmic, it could Silver Surfer at some point. You know what I'm saying? They could go crazy with the DLCs for that. But I loved how the game looked. They looked really. I love how drastically different they looked than their movie counterparts. I love that. That's what I loved about the Avengers game. No one really reminded you of anything you've seen.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I agree with you, Trevon. I do think at some point they will see all the backlash, go back, maybe postpone it a little bit, fix it so you can maybe shuffle around whoever you want to play as. But
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I feel like, because the way that they have it built, especially with it being relationship based, like specifically with Star-Lord and other characters, if you switch characters, then they all of a sudden have to create a whole nother branch. Well, this is your relationship with Star-Lord and all these other characters. Right. So I think if they did give you the chance to possibly play other characters, it would only be in battle, and you'd probably switch
a certain period of time.
It wouldn't be like a long lasting.
I want to know who like said it was like they were thinking of this game like, oh yeah, just Star-Lord, it's fine. Who? Nobody was like, maybe not.
It's going the route that a lot of games go to, where it's leader based. So it's like whoever's your leader, that's the one that they assume is the one people are going to want to play as. But whenever you tell me there's like a 90-foot fucking talking tree,
right?
How would you think I wouldn't want to play as that? Like, what? Yes, I want that. But all in all, I think the gameplay looked great. The cinematic thing looked great.
I'm going to play it, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You're just gonna be mad while you're playing.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Joel, I'll go to you. How did it look to you?
I loved it. I loved what I saw. I was disappointed to hear that you can only play as Star-Lord, but everything I saw looked great. Like, it looked like it's going to be a really fun game. They act just like the characters from the movies that we've seen. So it's just a matter of like getting my hand on it and seeing how it actually plays out. But it looks really good, and it looks like there's gonna be a lot of surprises in it. And I also enjoyed that Avengers game. So if it's anything like that, I'll enjoy it. Unfortunately, you only get to play Star-Lord, and it seems like you're playing Ultimate Alliance, but without changing characters. That's how Juwaan plays anyway, so he's gonna be fine.
I never change my roster. My set group on Ultimate Alliance is my set group. Do not rotate.
Oh wow!
I rotate like a motherfucker.
It's why when I go back and I go, man, everyone's powered at 50, and I'm like, whoa, there's like 30 other people here that are only at like 6. Yikes. But Ash, I'll go to you. How did you think? Did you get a chance to
No. No, I'm not a video game kind of person.
We gotta change.
Oh my gosh.
No kind of game. No.
I only play The Sims. That's the only game I play.
Okay. I might have a game to talk to you about then.
Okay. See, I like that.
I actually do have a game to talk to you about that's very much like Sims. It's called Grand Theft Auto. Play it.
I've played Grand Theft. I've played Grand Theft Auto. I've played it back when I was very young.
You know, I couldn't even recommend it at this point. I want GTA 6. I'm tired of playing GTA 5 at this point.
We're gonna get to that, Jamie, because I know exactly what they should do, and the fact that they didn't announce it should let us know that there will be more DLCs to come down that pipeline before we get another announcement.
See, here's my thing though. Sony has not had their presentation yet, and you know they're sitting there like, oh, okay, y'all did this. All right, put that on there. Oh, y'all did this. Okay,
I'm telling
put
you
that
right
on
now,
there.
Sony saw what Xbox brought, and they were just like, we
salivating.
All we have to do is just name the Spider-Man sequel, and that's enough.
Oh my God! I just
give Spider-Man, and then we'll go home. That's it. No,
like I love Master Chief, but
yeah, I kind of flew through Miles Morales, man. I loved it.
Yes, Miles Morales is so fun.
I mean, you know, it's crazy. And Jamie, you are an Xbox fan, so you can speak to this. As an Xbox fan, you always feel a sense of pride. Like, you know what? I love my Xbox. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, PlayStation is PlayStation. We get it. There's nothing wrong with it. And then you see an E3 where like a Sony will come up and just name 3 games. And then you just go, God damn, Xbox. Why can't you just be like, do that? Like, be that. Be like them. Why you?
Although, you know, recently Xbox has been doing pretty well. Sony and Nintendo have been in the hot seat. So Xbox is looking pretty good right now. They're chilling.
Well, I'm going to be complete. And I know you're going to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trevon.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Jamie, I know you're going to get to this because Joel, I compared Jamie's reaction to the Breath of the Wild sequel to what me and you did when Mahershala came out on that stage as Blade. We went bananas.
I don't know if I that reaction.
Right. But I will say Nintendo, it just has to do something small like that. Like just, here's Breath of the Wild 2.
They really did.
Well, Nintendo stole it from me. I was very happy with the Nintendo one.
I mean, I'd be honest with you. If they came out and said, here's a new Smash, I'd be like, I forgot all the bad things. I forgot that I'm paying $60.
System, so,
I want the next
game
game
I'm
after
paying
Odyssey.
$60 for a Pokemon game that came out 5 years ago.
I love the Odyssey.
I know.
I haven't played it yet.
I'm gonna buy that Pokemon game.
Yes,
me too. Game?
I will absolutely buy that. Listen, I will get my Switch back so I can buy that Pokemon game.
So wait, so you have played Switch? So you have played?
Oh yes. I play Pokemon on it. That's about the only game I play on the Switch.
Okay.
So
I will tell you, if when it comes to Switch, there are 3 games that I'm like, if you've never played the Switch, it's a must, and it's any of the Pokemon games, whichever one, Smash Brothers. And then I put Breath of the Wild on there. Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild's amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe I should try that game again.
Life,
you you definitely do.
I played. I tried to play Breath when I first got my Switch. That's the first game I had, I think, and I don't know. It just didn't click with me. I was like, I sold it. I was like, maybe now I kind of want it back.
If you like Sam's Animal Crossing, might be your thing if you like that.
No, I can't do Animal Crossing.
No,
because it's like you got to keep going day by day unless you keep changing the date.
Let me say this.
No.
Breath of the Wild kind of lent to my style of play. I like free roam. I do
too.
I like that you're not telling me what I have to do. You're telling me what I should be doing, and I can decide to do it or not. So now let me say this. I've never played a Legend of Zelda game before Breath of the Wild.
That's me.
Same,
that was me.
Same.
Yeah.
That was me.
But what captured me was how much fun the gameplay was. And the story is great. Again, I can't beat it to save my life, but
that's what was so hard for me. I was like, I can't.
But that's what I like. Here's the thing.
Get through this.
Here's what I learned, Trevon. Like when I play a sports game, I am a big fan of. I don't pay $60 to rage quit, right? I pay $60 to have fun. So I put it at a level to where I can have fun. The only problem is when you get too good at that level, right? And then you're just blowing teams out, and then someone's like, hey, play it on the next level. And then you can't even score a point. Shit, this is like, what is this, right? So to me, it's the idea of work at your pace. I found out when it comes to Breath of the Wild, there's a lot of things you can get done. And then there will come some shit that you can't. When you get to that, You just ease yourself through.
Oh my god! I still sometimes you come across certain enemies, and I'm literally like, no, 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 no. And I'm just like, I gotta go. No, I'm not trying to do this right now.
Whatever that rock thing is that comes up.
Oh, I stay away from that.
Whenever
that's it. That's the
low key rocks in general scare me in that game because I'm like, is this one alive? Are you alive? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, I curse out that rock and its mother all the time. But I will say, Trevon, definitely get it back. Just ease it. You know, if you got to watch some walkthrough videos to kind of see how they get past it, do it. I do it all the time, bro. There's no shame in that.
I've done that before with the Batman games sometimes.
Like, Batman game?
There is no shame in doing a walkthrough. I do
no shame.
Sometimes I'm just like, how do you get through this? Like, how? I was like,
exactly.
You know what? YouTube.
You know what? I've never admitted this, but I'll admit it right now, Trevon. I've only ever done walkthrough with Batman games for the Riddler. That's it. I've never done it for anything.
Some of those are ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like,
makes
why
sense.
did you dump me so hard? What is this?
Yes.
Like, what? And then when you hear the answer, you're just like,
oh,
damn, it was that easy. Like, Riddler. But no, so speaking of which, I'm surprised we didn't get more from Suicide Squad kill.
Oh no, don't.
I don't want that game.
Talk to me about that. Whoa, what?
I don't like it. I think it looks dumb.
So here's the crazy thing to me, okay?
You didn't see the gameplay.
Here's the crazy thing.
I'd rather Gotham Knights. I want Gotham Knights.
I do want Gotham Knights as well. They announced it. Yes, same here. They announced it at DC Fandom this past year. And we're like, okay, cool. Have not heard a thing since, specifically about Suicide Squad. I don't think there's been any gameplay release for that game or for the Harry Potter game that they announced. We have seen some Gotham Knights gameplay, like a little demo that they put on YouTube. But I was so upset. And granted, you know, I think they posted ahead of time what they were going to be talking about, but I'm like, there's a little sliver of hope that maybe they'll talk about some other things, but they totally didn't. They just talked about Back for Blood the whole time, which I'm excited for that game too. But I also want to see the other things that y'all have in store, because I know y'all got like 3 or 4 games and you're not talking about it at all. People are going to forget about these games with a lot of the heavy hitters that are coming out, and y'all are going to be like, well, damn, we should have said something.
I screamed when the Hogwarts game came on the screen. I screamed. I was like, oh my god.
I also do think after Gotham Knights comes out, like later on that year, they'll reveal what the next Batman game is. No way. I mean, to me, they know they have to put a Batman game out every so long.
So that would have to be a different universe, right? Because Gotham Knights is supposedly dead.
Here's the thing. All the hardcore Batman fans know, once you heard Court of the Owls at the end, you knew Bruce wasn't dead. The Court of the Owls just happened. So I think by the end of that game, and again, I don't know anything, but there's no way you kill off Bruce Wayne. There's a reason
that's what
why
I'm hoping.
Warner Brothers was telling Zach, like, no, we'd rather keep Ben around. I don't think we liked your idea of killing him off. Yeah, I think at the end of that game, it'll turn out Bruce is still alive, but the Court of the Owls have him. Which would be a fun game. I'd rather play as Bruce Wayne trying to maneuver through the Court of the Owls and using his Robins.
But I think
I'm ready for Batgirl. Sorry, I'm ready for that. That's gonna be fun.
I am pretty curious to see what that's gonna be like.
Here. I want to play as Tim. Even though Joel tells me the only Robin I've ever played with in these Batman games is Tim. I always forget that because Tim is, no offense, Tim, but you are very forgettable. Like, he is so forgettable. I'm like, that wasn't Dick Grayson? I'm like, oh shit, it wasn't. Okay. Well. But yeah, I am excited for this game. Me and Joel watch it. The biggest thing we're confused about is how the fuck Tim's able to teleport. So it's like I can't.
Yeah. So in the gameplay demo that they had, supposedly he's able to use satellites to teleport, but they don't break down how satellites are teleporting him. They're just like, oh, it's satellites, and we're like supposed to be like, oh, satellites, right. I'm like, no,
satellite to teleport. So the way they teleport to the watchtower.
Okay, all right, then that makes sense. If he's using a watchtower, that makes sense. I tell you what, if that's what he's doing, that lends to why I always said Tim Drake is the best replacement for Bruce Wayne out of all of his Robins. He's just the most intelligent. He literally thinks like Bruce. He just doesn't have the same cutthroat as Bruce. But, you know, Bruce would say he wouldn't want him to. But anyway, let's move on. I want to talk a little bit about Grand Theft Auto. If I don't get an announcement of a GTA 6 in Las Vegas, I don't want it. You have literally cycled around either Miami, LA, or New York. Pick somewhere else, Grand Theft Auto. Like, don't stop finding new places in New York we've never heard of.
Where was 5?
5 was New York. I mean, LA. Sorry. It was
Yeah,
LA.
5 was LA, yeah.
Yeah. I want Las Vegas. It's huge. It's the nightlife and just the crime story you could do with that.
Yeah, that would fit GTA pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
The clubs would be way cleaner and better looking than the horrible ones that they've given us in these GTA games.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like Vegas screams GTA. Give it to me. But Jamie, I'll go to you. Do you think we'll get any announcements for GTA 6, or will we ride out GTA 5 till we're all 60?
I feel like I'm pretty confident it's gonna happen at some point, but at this point, it's almost like I'm starting to feel like a Splinter Cell fan. I'm like, oh, you know, I see them everywhere, but you're not giving it to me. Just give it to me. So I think GTA 6. I don't know, because so the rumors that I've heard and like some of the ideas that I've heard that I feel like will be implemented. So one thing is they're going to try and have a female protagonist this time, which I'm like, yes, finally, like a change. That would be cool. And then another thing is that they want to, and I don't know if this is a rumor or somebody is talking to me like this would be a cool idea, but the idea of having the player be able to interact with literally everything. You can walk into any door, you can pick up any object that you want.
Can I finally pump my own gas? I want to pump gas. Don't ask me
why.
Something that bothers me so much.
That's
but
weird.
Being able to pull up to a gas station.
You live in Jersey.
Most of the gas stations you can't walk in, by the way. I hate that also. I want to pump gas. Don't ask me why, but I want to pump gas. And I want cops to come after me when I run red lights. Put that
I don't want that. I don't want that at all because I don't stop. I don't stop for anybody.
That's my point. I'm
just gonna have the cops on me all the time. Then.
Just go around the light.
Good point.
Go around the light.
I want that. I want as
go around the light.
As soon as I hit that red light, I want those sirens to come from all directions.
Be right on the sidewalk, then. Thank you very much.
You know, I will tell you, sometimes driving.
And being gonna run over people and murder.
A lot of people say they put this modification in the game to stress players out. But you ever notice when you're driving fast in GTA, cars just swerve into your lane randomly?
Yes.
Like they're not even moving, and they'll just go, all right now. And it's like, bro,
yes.
Really? Why? Why? Like,
I know.
You didn't see me?
I believe it. It happens so often. I'm like, what? Like, I just got this car's paint done and it hit me. Why have you done this?
You just get the car washed and they're just like, I'm gonna fuck up their day today. And it's like, why? Let me be. But yeah, Trevon, do you think we'll get a new GTA anytime soon? And what are some of the things, like Jamie was saying, that you'd like to see put into a new GTA?
See, I am not the best person to ask about this game because what I like to it's not good. What I like to do is cheat. And I like to get the crazy weapons and just cause all kind of hell. Rocket launcher.
There's anybody, Trevon, that tells
I love
you
the crap.
that the only way to play that game is how the story implements.
Yeah, I don't do the story.
No, yeah, I haven't done the story. And I usually play the story in games, but not GTA.
I just drive around, shoot shit up, kill people.
That's how you
Me and my friends just do heist all the time. And
Sorry.
That's about all we do.
That's how I used to play it.
I don't do the story. So I don't even think about the story.
Juwaan, you do the story?
That's the whole point of the game.
No,
that's not the
story.
point.
If it was
No.
GTA 4, that would have been different.
I can do what I want.
No.
Yes. You absolutely
Steal cars. Yes.
I have never heard that in my lifetime, that someone plays GTA.
That's how I play it.
Like, the way you play is how people play once they've beaten the game.
No.
But now you can just go around and just do whatever you want.
Nope.
That would be like, that's the equivalent of someone playing Witcher and never progressing in the story. It's just I want to ride around on my horse and just hit people with my sword. It's like,
can you do that?
Yes, you can do that if you want. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't know that. That's like Breath of the Wild with the free roam then.
It's all free roam. Yeah, Witcher's all like you can do. You
Yeah,
go
it's all
wherever
free
you want.
roam. Witcher is legit magical Grand Theft Auto. That's legit what it is. There's side missions, a main mission, or unfortunately, you can do what you want, which is just ride on your horse and cause chaos.
Okay.
That's awesome. The game's awesome.
You don't play this stuff.
No, I don't. Sorry.
I'm gonna go ahead and just move on.
Let's talk about. I want to talk about Redfall. Though. I'm really excited about that game.
Oh yes,
yeah,
I was super.
That's the one I was talking about, Juwaan.
Yeah,
Redfall. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't play Xbox, but that game looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Wow, I'm glad I'm recording this. Joel, in the 4 years I think it's been that I've known you, has never said a good thing about Xbox. Ever. Never. Joel won't even say, man, that's a nice color. Nothing. I mean, nothing.
That's not true. Green and black look great together.
So this is history. Joel saying something about an Xbox. And this is an Xbox exclusive game, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah.
It's Bethesda, whatever.
Bethesda.
Bethesda, yeah.
Bethesda.
I wanna ask you this, Jamie, before we move on and get out of gaming. How come? And I guess Sony and Microsoft are kind of like what James Gunn is trying to do with Marvel and DC. But I don't like that. If you have GTA for PlayStation, I have it for Xbox. We can't just come together, like play online together. I hate that. I think that's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, crossplay. Thankfully, it's starting to become more of a standard within a lot of games.
Yeah.
But PlayStation usually doesn't play nice. They're usually the odd one out of crossplay. It's usually PC, Xbox, and Nintendo that have the crossplay. And PlayStation's like, nope, y'all. If y'all want to play with y'all friends, y'all better get on a PlayStation.
I mean, they have Spider-Man. Let me
say this. This is how dirty Sony plays, right? This new Spider-Man game and Miles Morales, huge games, big time games, right? Like these might make gaming Mount Rushmore, right? Now, people don't know this. Sony allowed Xbox to have a few Spider-Man games. They were legit the shittiest Spider-Man. It was the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. That's what Sony allowed Xbox players.
All consoles got them. Yeah.
Right. But then Sony went, I think we got something with this Spider-Man. We're just going to hold it for us. Don't even worry about it. They'll never see the light of this day. And Xbox fans are just like, God damn, why is there no one specifically for Microsoft?
I literally bought a PS4 for that game. That's literally the reason I bought it. Yeah. That's the only reason. And I bought it way before the game came out. I was like, oh, it's coming this year? So I'm like oblivious. I don't understand that these games get delayed. I was like, so this thing, what I got it for? Like, what is it for?
Yeah, you probably did the same thing I did then, because I ordered my PS4, I think probably a month before they announced the PS5, and I was like, damn. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I will definitely say my fear of buying a PlayStation is they have too much to keep me. Like if I bought a PlayStation tomorrow, the new
if you can.
No.
I've been trying.
PlayStation 4, even if it's the PlayStation 4, I know they'll keep me. God of War, the new one that they're making, that will keep me. If they announce a new Uncharted, that'll keep me.
Ooh,
new Spider-Man game, that'll keep me. A new Sly Fox game, that'll Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper. That'll keep me. So my fear is the moment I buy a PlayStation, I will never touch an Xbox controller.
You already don't touch Xbox controller.
So I think for me, as far as like the way that I play with both the PlayStation and the Xbox, is just a little like side tangent. I play a lot of like my multiplayer stuff on Xbox just because that is where, I grew up playing Xbox, so a lot of my friends are on there already.
Makes sense.
I've like started adding more people to PlayStation, but PlayStation is mainly where I play like those single player games like Miles Morales and Uncharted and God of War and all those kinds of things. So I feel like if you want to play with your friends, Xbox is more the way to go, especially with Game Pass. They have tons of games that you can like hop on there and download and play. But for these like really, really rich single player games, Sony just has Xbox beat, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know, Sony makes these games for you to play through the story, not just do whatever you want, guys.
I played through the Spider-Man story first, and then I
Thank
go around.
goodness, because if you told me you just spent you spent $60 to swing around New York City, I would say
I mean, that is still fun.
There's a ton of events in those games, so you could just swing around and stumble upon stuff. So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't play the story, but I can see it. I can see it.
Sometimes I ignore the missions. I'll be like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not
Dang, you just let people get their car jacked, get robbed.
Yeah, no, I mean like the actual story. I ignore the story, and I'll be like, oh, forget that. I'll just do that later. I know. I know.
Yeah. Sometimes you just do like side quests or just swing around. I see that.
Yeah. All right, it's fun.
I would like to move on. You're stressing me. All right, Jamie. Was there anything else from E3 that you wanted to talk about?
I think the last big thing is Breath of the Wild 2. There was a Metroid Dread announcement, which people were freaking out over. I unfortunately have not had the pleasure of playing Metroid, so I'm like, oh, cool. But then they showed a little bit of Breath of the Wild 2. I'm like, oh my god, yes! Finally! So I do kind of want to try it out though. Metroid Dread looks pretty interesting. It doesn't look as scary as I thought it was gonna be, but maybe they're hiding that. So who knows?
It's back 2D, you know, it's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny about that game coming out was I had sworn to myself once the rumors of them doing a movie came out that they just had no interest in doing the game again. It was just, we'll do a show, we'll do a movie.
Splinter Cell syndrome.
Yes, very much so. Now it's like, okay, good, you're doing that. Now I'm okay with you doing the movie. Get the video game out there. Get me hype with the video game, and then lead that into the movie.
I almost feel like sometimes they wait long enough until like a new generation is coming up and they haven't heard of these games, and they're like, oh, let's reboot it, or let's have like a soft sequel where, you know, it's still a lot of introductory parts. So, and that way they are kind of widening their audience. But if you make people wait long enough, they will just be like, you know what, F y'all, like y'all could have had this done years ago. So it is a dangerous game.
Also, I think companies undervalue niche. You know, your niche audience. There's Jamie, me and you might be the only people lobbying for a Sly Cooper game, and that's because no, but I'm saying that's not a fan base that's huge, right? You don't just see many people.
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
I saw Nasaga post something about it. I'm like, hey,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, maybe PlayStation will hear it, but not a lot of people are talking about Sly Cooper.
Right. So if you're
talking about Ratchet and Clank though.
You know what? I am convinced Ratchet and Clank doesn't have a fan base, but Sony Sony is just so hell bent on making that game that they're like, I will make $1 million till people love it. Like at some point,
I made a movie and everything. I'm like, well, I never got into Ratchet and Clank. But
I don't get it. We can't get another Speed Racer, but I got 476 Ratchet and Clanks.
It was funny story. I watched some of their like preview of the game and Somniac's preview of the game, and they were saying something about their studio in North Carolina. I was like, what? So I looked it up, and their studio is only like 9 minutes away from my university. So I'm about to be driving by all the time, like, hey, what's up? y'all let me in? What's going on in there?
Like, I'm just picturing security at the door, like, this is the 5th time this car is driven by here. Like, someone go out there, what's going on? It's like, I'm just a fan. Don't worry, I'm not crazy. But no, I mean, I thought E3 was pretty good. It brought out some cool stuff. But it kind of just lets you know that next time video games get any kind of stage for them to stand at, we're gonna get some heavy hitters. That God of War game was supposed to come out next year.
I think a lot of companies are gonna start doing what Sony's been doing and just having their own private conference because it costs less. They can just focus on them. They don't have to share a spotlight, which is unfortunate. I really don't want that to happen, but I see it. Like there are so many things that could have been talked about at E3 that people have held off on because I know they're gonna have their own events. So
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I prefer own events. Like as soon as DC wanted to do fandom, I'm like, good for you. Star Wars Celebration is amazing because I like the idea of I am only here. Like if you go to San Diego Comic-Con and you're like, I'm only here for Star Wars, right? You don't want to sit through everything till you get to Star Wars. I'd rather just one big thing of just Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like if you want to add, little snippets at these big conventions, cool. But a fandom was so beautiful because it's like I just want to hear more about Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand.
Give me more
Power Morphicon starts tomorrow.
Online. Wait, what did you say?
I said I understand. Power Morphicon starts online tomorrow, so I'm excited.
What is that? I've actually never heard of that. It's like I know it's about Power Rangers, but
yeah, it's a Power Rangers convention
going on.
Since 2007.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm down. I would love to see some of these old Power Rangers that I used to watch. Someone made a joke, and I laughed at it, but then I looked back, and I'm like, it might be true. Someone said Jason David Frank sucks the souls in the youth of his co-stars from all the Power Rangers he's been in, and it's why he looks so youthful. I laughed just like you did, but then I thought about it. I'm like, he is the only one out of all those old Power Rangers that looks the best, and I'm like, maybe he is just sucking the soul from all.
Amy Jo still looks good.
I was about to say, Kimberly looks good still.
Okay, let me say this. Jason David Frank looks exactly the same way he did when he first appeared.
Not exactly.
His face does not look that much.
He looks like he did in Dino Thunder.
I'll give you Dino Thunder. Okay, but it's still youthful.
Oh yeah.
He looks good for.
Oh, I love him. Don't get me wrong. Now listen, I freaked out when I met him. I was like, oh yes, hi, sign this. Oh my god.
Wait, we never met him at New York Comic Con.
I met him at Power Morphicon.
Oh no, I gotta put that on my list to meet Jason.
And I met him at Wizard World. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to meet Jason David Frank. Yeah, okay, that's on my list now.
All right, write it down.
Yeah, when you see an interview pop up, just know that Trevon motivated it. Excuse me, but yeah, so I enjoy them splitting up these conventions. To me, it's the best thing to do. It really is.
See, it's the best when it's not. And I will say Xbox's conference was really good in E3, but over the past year and a half, they have just been taking L after L with their single events. So sometimes I feel like companies need to be grouped together, but I will say, I do agree, like when they're actually able to split off and they have like really amazing things to show, it is some of the best stuff that we get. But yeah.
Maybe the issue is not having like maybe once a year type thing. Maybe they just need one time, not multiple split off.
I also think companies should go more so of the policy of if I ain't got nothing, I ain't showing up.
Don't do it.
Oh my gosh. You don't know how many hours of E3 I watched. Just like where are the games at, man? I just want to see the games. And no disrespect to any of the hosts or the devs that like had their moment of shine, but I'm like, your moment of shine is outshining what you're supposed to be selling to me. I want to see what you're trying to sell to me first.
Right.
You know a game they need to make? You know a game they need to make? Open world Power Rangers.
That's why I appreciated fandom, because
they hit
fandom. Oh, go ahead, Trevon. I'm sorry.
I was just saying they have 26 seasons. Come on, it could be a huge game.
The only Power Ranger game that I know of is like a fighting game.
Yeah, it's oh my god, the one that's on Switch.
Yeah, Power Rangers is the one franchise that should be an open world, because Power Rangers would be more enjoyable open world. You making it more so Mortal Kombat style for all the games. It's like it was really cool when I was young, that old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. But the more I grew up, I was just like, this doesn't really seem different than the last 600 Power Ranger games. Like that I played. Yeah, like why? This is no different. Like
they're all similar but very different at the same time. It's kind of weird. And I watched a lot of the old Japanese ones, and those are pretty good. Like I really enjoyed a lot of the Japanese the regular version before it got changed forms. Yeah, because there's a channel for it on Yeah, I forgot what app has it, but I started watching some of that. I'm like, oh my god, this is the same ones from when I was growing up,
Yeah.
but the real version. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I did enjoy a lot of the older Power Ranger stuff.
Yeah, they should just venture into that or partner up with a different company for your gaming. Make it look a little bit better than some of your games have looked. There's nothing wrong with that either. To me, you can only go to a well too many times before you look down and like, shit, there's no water down here. So if you're Power Rangers, don't keep bleeding it till the water till the well's dry. But all right, let's move on. Ash, I want to start with you. We got a trailer for Titan season 3, and it was Bat Family heavy. So I know that warmed your heart. How did you like it?
Actually, it didn't.
What?
Oh,
I know, right? Shocking. I know.
Goodness.
So I love Titans because Titans is about Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 2 seasons has been a lot of focus on the Bat family.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect it and I enjoy it, but I want to see more of the other Titans. Why didn't we get to see Blackfire? Why didn't we just get to see Corey's face? What about Rachel? Why didn't we get to see more of Gar? I love that we're getting.
Isn't Blackfire coming in this season?
Yeah. Exactly.
When she teased at the end of the last season, right? But she's coming this season, right?
Yes, exactly. So I know it's a teaser and I know the trailer is going to have a lot more, but that's my big concern. I don't want season 3 to be Bat Family with Titans on the side. I want Titans on the side. I want Titans
in the front
with a little bit of Bat Family on the side, if that's where it needs to be. But overall, ooh, where's August? Where is August? Give me my show. I've been waiting. I want it all. Like, you telling me y'all gonna give me a live action version of A Death in the Family? Take my money. Take my money.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. I'm in love. I loved it. It was beautiful. Season 3 is going to be really, really, I hope it's going to be really good. Their best trailer that they've dropped like for all of the show so far. So yeah.
I think Stargirl really hit it really hard. I'm Green Lantern's daughter. Talk about chills. I was just, yes. You look amazing. Yes.
Finally a Green Lantern. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, right? Finally Green Lantern somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I will say, Ash, I don't necessarily disagree with you because you're absolutely right. It's becoming the Bat Family. Unfortunately, probably till the day the Earth ceased to exist, Batman anything will always sell.
I know.
It's selling. I mean, think about how many people just want to see it just for the Death in the Family storyline.
Listen, I'm not complaining. I will sit here and I will watch every episode. I will eat that episode up. You tell me Bruce is coming in, right there. Don't talk to me. I am ready.
Yeah, I was just,
but I don't want him to be central.
No, I'm with you, but it's why I was telling Joelle last season, this show sped up Nightwing too fast, because when you elevated him from Robin to Nightwing, I think you started to, like, there was too much story. You didn't really get to grow yet. Like, this is a Nightwing who's never lived in Bloodhaven. He went right from Gotham to Chicago to become a cop. So there was no Bloodhaven in between. Detroit. Detroit.
He went to jail, and that's how he.
Right. No,
we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it. We'll allow it.
Let it go.
My point is, I do think what Titans should have done was, because again, I think this helps for the Bat Family going forward. You should have just given Nightwing his own series, where you could have done things like the Death in the Family, and it would have been more apropos. And when he left, you bring up Tim Drake to replace.
Oh, you've said this before.
Yeah, and then you have Corey just be the leader of the team, and Tim Drake is your Robin. So to me, when they elevated him to Nightwing too quickly, it was just like, oh. And then when they brought in Jason Todd, I was just like, why? I'm so confused. Why?
The first 2 seasons, we can say they were still trying to figure things out. and they
That's
got
a
it
good way to
figured
put
out.
it. That's a good way to put it.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they don't know what they're doing. What's always a contradiction about us saying that as fans, that they don't know what they're doing. They always know what they're doing. Yeah. It's just never a good idea.
I think they got higher budget this time as well.
It's
never executed right. So to me, if you had a Nightwing show and elevated Tim Drake to the new Robin for the Titans group, all this wouldn't be necessary because you can just put it all in the Nightwing show.
Wait. So would you not want Nightwing at all in Titans, like in season 1, season 2?
No. I just would have preferred Dick Grayson to stay Robin longer.
Okay, all right. Okay,
like you get him Nightwing his second year of us seeing him, and it's just like that's what?
Okay.
Like,
that makes sense.
Why?
That makes sense. I stand behind that.
I mean, to me, it's the equivalent of us seeing Bruce Wayne still as a kid, and then you forcing him to age up to become Batman to end the Gotham series. It's like you didn't have to rush any of that.
I mean, technically Dick was already on the way to becoming Nightwing because he started the episode with "fuck Batman."
He sure did.
He said it with his chest.
That's my problem, because that to me should have been something you kind of dragged on a little bit more.
Like I said, they were figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, look, I tell you what. Titans, your story can be whatever it is. If you keep having these costumes look this sexy,
except the Nightwing costume, make it
what?
They got a higher budget now. They got a higher budget. Let's see what they do.
Let's see
what they do with this budget.
What are you gonna say? Don't you say leather? Are you gonna say leather?
No, the little skin tight spandex, like how it is in the comics.
Y'all just trying to see. Y'all trying to see Nightwing cakes. That's all y'all trying to do out
That's
here.
the whole point, right?
That's the whole point.
That's
sorry.
Yes.
That is really the whole point. I'm sorry. Exactly. Have you not seen every picture? Like, come on.
What is the point?
I'm not gonna lie.
That's the point.
If you can't see some ass.
That's the point, man. I'm sorry.
It's too bulky.
Half of me watching Aquaman was for abs. It was half of it was for abs. I'm not.
I will tell you guys this. This has been a weird week for DC. You guys are really sexualizing a lot to come out.
No. Wait,
someone needs to explain that to me. I don't even understand what happened. I just saw people talk about. I don't know what happened.
You said Batman doesn't do something, and they say yes, he does.
But where did that come from? Though?
Okay, all right. We're gonna take a quick detour. So that came from the showrunner of the Harley Quinn animated show. Wanted to put a scene where Batman was, doing.
It would fit very well. It would fit.
Very well.
Said
really
we have to sell toys. There's no way Batman is doing that.
Funko Pop does scenes now.
All I'm saying is this. Warner Brothers is full of it because this show is not for children, and it's not like your toy would be a mounted toy of Batman doing that. Like you would.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be like, "Yep, that's the one." That right there.
No, so Warner Brothers is full of it. They should have just said, "I don't want it, so don't do it." That's it. Just as simple as that. Don't try to flavor it with "it's for the kids."
No.
No.
Harley Quinn is nowhere near it at all.
No.
Okay.
No.
Your Batman drove his Batmobile through a car full of people, and you're telling me no? We need to think of the kids. Come on.
Did you guys see what Zack Snyder tweeted today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Batman actually
loved it.
And him saying it's canon.
Loved it.
Yeah. Another reason why I'm just like, Zach,
love him.
Do other things.
Love that.
Just do other things, Zach. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ash.
No, but going back to the Nightwing thing, the suit is too bulky. Have you ever seen a Nightwing suit bulky like that?
Well, remember, his suit's never been tech-based. His suits in the comics are never tech-based. I'm with you. I didn't like Jason's helmet for Red Hood. It looked bulky also. I don't know why thinking of what they did with Black Manta, I don't know why they always think bigger the better.
Black Manta's supposed to have a big head though.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about the helmet. The suit I thought was just huge. Like slim it. Slim it.
Well, let's
Well,
look
that's
at
what they need to do with the Nightwing suit. Slim it.
maybe they'll fix it. They fixed the Superman suit. When he's on Supergirl,
Yeah.
the suit was awful.
Yeah.
And now his show,
Well,
it's great.
To be fair, Trevon, that was purely budgetary.
I know.
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell.
It was.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That's why. Yeah, because I said it before. When you look at Superman and Lois, and then look at Supergirl, it's literally standard definition and high definition.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like you just have to someone that can't really see without glasses. Like it's blurry when you take it off. That's what Supergirl is, and then when you put your glasses on, that's Superman. And
That's
Lois.
what makes me excited for Titans because it's now HBO Max, which should be more
Titans
budget.
has always been that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was DC Universe before. Now it's
Yeah.
HBO
And
Max.
then it was like on
DC
TNT,
Universe had a
then
bigger
Netflix.
budget than the CW.
That's true, but now I think HBO Max even have a bigger one, so hopefully they can do more than Beast Boy
Fair.
is a lion boy.
Well,
or
also think
whatever
of
he
it
is.
like this. Think of it like
Exactly.
Even to the tiger would be nice.
I want Beast Boy to actually be a Beast Boy.
when you
Yeah.
watch Titans, they actually did the same thing Flash has done for all of their seasons. If you notice, you don't see many locations in Titans, and it's because their budget goes literally to everything else. It's why all the suits and the visual effects look good.
I will take that any day.
Forget location. It's why Flash fights his villains in the same warehouse every fucking season.
Well,
Because
well,
they ain't got money for locations. But
It was like, look, it's just a really good warehouse.
right? It's just look.
Really good
gets done.
insurance.
But Jamie, I'll go to you. What were your thoughts on this Titans season 3 teaser?
It feels like Titans was like a billion years ago for me for some reason. I binged both seasons. I don't know, it's been a few months, so watching it kind of made me get some ideas rolling. It's like, oh, okay, I see where they could be going, especially with the death of the family kind of idea. But my biggest concern, and this has always kind of been a concern with me with Titans, is just the way that they're taking the characters. And it might just be because, I used to watch the Teen Titans show, and I already have an established idea of oh, this is how this character acts, and this is how this character acts. And for some of them, or basically all of them, actually, they heavily deviate from that. And I'm fine with not going the way that it's been done previously, but sometimes I'm just are y'all stupid, or what's going on here? Why would you do something like this, or why are you being so dramatic about that? So I'm hoping with Ash is saying, they finally figured it out and can consolidate some characters, because it just seems like there were things that were going all over the place. So that aside, trailer looked pretty cool. It was very much Bat family focused, which right now I don't have any qualms with. We'll see what happens, but yeah, it's good so far.
Yeah, I think the only character I feel that way about is Dick Grayson. If you know Dick Grayson is more like Barry Allen, more like Peter Parker. He's the light. So to have him being this brutal, always to me just rubbed me a bit the wrong way. It's never been who Dick Grayson is. So it's the idea that Dick Grayson is that violent. Jason Todd is that violent. Bruce is that violent. Now, I assume Tim Drake's that violent. That's not how the Bat family works. So that's the only character. Because to me, Raven will become the Raven that we know.
Hopefully, I have a qualm with her.
What's your issue with Raven?
Raven just seems in the Teen Titans show, at least in the original show, she always seemed the very grounded. I wouldn't say monotone, because she does have some range. But she was not super reactive when it came to things. If something went wrong, it's okay, we have to, get together and figure this thing out.
Well,
but it seems now she's always kind of freaking out, or oh my God, you broke my pencil. And so
let me throw this
chill out.
I think people forget in the cartoon, it was never really explained, but in the cartoon, she's more experienced with her abilities. So she's able to find a level of zen because she's been trained in it. So in this, you're seeing someone who's using their powers as they go. and she doesn't really have a teacher to kind of show her things. But in a
Yeah.
cartoon, she was very much trained in her abilities and in her meditation. So I think she's growing into that. I think she'll get to that point. Gar, to me, my only issue is, like Joel said, a fucking bird would be nice. You know, just stop
So
doing
underused.
Yeah, tired of a lion.
He is
like a
so
cricket,
underused.
something
He
else.
really is. Beast Boy was my favorite, or he is my favorite Titan, but not in this show in particular because he's just very
Underutilized.
yeah.
I don't like Raven's powers in this show. So
So they're getting better, it seems, every year. That first
just-
season, I don't know what the fuck it was first season.
like,
The second
It's
season,
just-
they do the colors at least now and stuff.
yeah, I was like,
To me, Ravens never complete till I hear Azarath Metron Zenta.
Yes, I know.
I didn't wanna
whisper
say
every
that.
time I see her. I'm like, I want to hear it.
I didn't want to say that because I was like, oh, it's just, you just want the show. I'm like, no, I kind of just want to say it, but you know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and Joel interviewed her, and we asked her, and she couldn't speak on it. So clearly, that's somewhere in the plans for the
future.
character. But don't shy away from that. That was the first thing I asked her when she sat her little happy
okay,
ass down.
okay.
Azarath Metron Zentos. When? And she's like, and then, you know, it's like someone tapped me out. But yeah, so I mean, again, my only issue with that show is Nightwing, because that's not Dick Grayson. But Joel, we talked about this, man. How excited were you for this teaser, man?
It was short for me, but I liked what I saw. I can't wait for it. I do enjoy the show for what it is, and though the show has its issues, obviously, like the fact that it decided to put Cyborg on Doom Patrol instead of the Titans, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just will never understand that. Beast Boy, I like Beast Boy, and I understand why he's not all green if it's vegetarian. No, green is a hard color apparently to put on skin. Fine, whatever, fuck. Green, the highlight, it works. But you gotta give me more than a tiger. He was a snake, I think, in season 2 for like a minute, and then
He was?
Was he?
yeah, that's how he
He was?
escaped. Yeah,
Yep.
in the first episode.
Oh, wow.
I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back.
Yep, I was just about to say that.
Season 2, episode 1, he turned into a snake to like
Huh.
yeah, I forget why, but he turned into a snake.
I don't remember at all.
That was
Yeah.
in the house?
It only happened one time.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. all right.
Then we had I would love, actually, because there's so much Bat Family in it, like introducing Jason Todd as Robin, and of course moving Dick to Nightwing. I just want to just have a Gotham, like the Gotham Knights as a show, like the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd
I
be
would love
really
that.
cool. That would be really cool. You could,
So
take some of the focus away.
Who'd you replace as Barbara? I mean, who'd you replace as Batgirl?
I mean, you can make her Batgirl again if you want, or you can introduce Cassie, or you can even bring in Spoiler if you want. I don't know. There's a lot of characters.
Would you do Batwoman?
They already have Batwoman, so I doubt they'll use Batwoman again.
That's
You know what I mean?
true.
So they'll probably just either use Spoiler or Cassie as Batgirl.
I want spoilers so bad.
Or Orphan, which could be
Someone has to
Orphan
do
too.
Spoiler. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone has to do spoiler at some point. Yeah, but that's why I said if you branch Nightwing away, you get to do so much more with the Bat family and
Mhm.
not have to worry about, well, I just want Nightwing. Well, Nightwing's part of the Bat family, so you're going to get the Bat family.
Yeah,
But
I don't
in
mind
Night-
double dipping. I get Nightwing here and there. I'll take it.
Right, but to me, you know what I look at it as, Joel? The same way I look at this whole Batwoman thing that has pissed me off since it was announced. But it's like one of them should go to Legends of Tomorrow, and then the other one should
Classically, but Legends is, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Hot
No,
take.
I'm with you, but that's why I said
Yeah.
it wouldn't bother me if she went there because I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So let her do whatever.
I would
I haven't
would
watched
make the
Legends
most
like
of-
2 seasons.
Yeah, well,
I watched it.
But yeah, so to me, it's like move Nightwing out and elevate Tim Drake, and it would work the same. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but if you're still gonna have him in, so you don't want to move him out. Look, if you're gonna have Nightwing, and who was gonna probably end up being moved is gonna be Red Hood. Red Hood will probably get a spinoff or some shit because it doesn't really fit naturally with the Titans. You know what I mean? So I could see Red Hood getting a spinoff with like maybe.
I'd
Like,
be
No,
very
as brutal
weird.
as the show is, I thought he would fit even better to me.
but with as Red Hood, he doesn't. He's more.
And also the fact that he's very violent. Dick Grayson's very violent in this show. It's literally the same thing you said about having two back-to-back archers. It's ultimately the same guy, just one uses guns.
Right. And like Ravager doesn't really have a role now. You could put her with Red Hood on her show, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
So stuff like that you can do. If you split it up a little better, you can have a better, more comfortable show. And like you can use your budget better, and we can finally see like certain characters elevated to where we want them to be, because it seems like everyone's evolving just slowly.
Yeah. And I do think season 4, you need to slowly, and you might have said this, Joe, I apologize, you need to slowly move out Hawk and Dove. They're not tight.
It seems like that's what's going on in this season.
Yeah, they're not.
I hope that happens this season.
I never understood why they were there to begin with. I mean, don't
his friends.
get me wrong.
I didn't mind them as cameos.
I mean,
right, as cameos, but the thing is, they're not Titans. And here's the problem I have with Warner Bros. when they do shows. What did you say, Joe?
I said they were Titans in the comics.
Prominent?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. No, I'm not. I mean, there was a moment where they were there for a while, but
okay.
They were obviously not in the
prominent.
But they were in the Titans for a while.
Right. To me, like you said, putting Cyborg with Doom Patrol, putting Cyborg with Justice League.
Yeah, I mean, why
everywhere but should not be.
Exactly.
So to me, Hawk and Dove and Red Hood, yes. Can they cameo? 100%. Should they be as important as they've been making them? No. Not for that show. Not for that show. Like Hawk and Dove, the way you make them, that would have been crazy good for them to be bad influences for Jason Todd. Not really Nightwing. I mean, not really Dick Grayson.
That's a good point. They could spin off over there if they want. Go over there.
Right. Because think about it. They took a violent approach with really no regard. That's against everything Bruce stands for. What is Jason?
Why he didn't like them, right?
Right. But what is Jason? Jason takes anger really with no regard. That's why would whoever wrote this, why would you not pair that together and allow Dick Grayson to be the symbol of hope?
I think there's gonna be something to that.
Yeah. I hope that's what they start to do in season 3. That because he changed into Nightwing, but I mean they're taking them back to Gotham, so who knows what's gonna happen with that. But I'm hoping that he starts to like evolve out of that darkness, because it's season 1, season 2. It's like it's not
the only reason Ash I was okay with the darkness to begin was I had a slimmer of hope they would just connect that Dick Grayson to Ben's Batman, and that's why I was like, oh, that's a match made in heaven. They're exactly the same. But when it was made clear that would never happen, it's just like, why is he so brutal? That's just not Dick Grayson. It's just not him. But yeah, I really did love this trailer. I'm really curious what that scene is where it looks like Nightwing's in the Wayne Manor and the bloody crowbar is just laying on the floor. Like it's maybe that a dream sequence or something like that. Because I tell you what's really weird about doing Death in the Family on Titans. You could make a case as a viewer, Dick Grayson is has more of a attachment, or I'm sorry, Jason Todd has more of an attachment to Dick than he does to Bruce. So it's making it kind of seem like this might be a situation where Dick is too late to save Jason, not Bruce. Bruce is just getting blowback.
Yeah, I could see that.
Think of it like this. Bruce apparently has already moved on because Tim Drake's coming into this show. So clearly I'm sorry, Joel.
No, what I was saying is like, that's why if Jason dies like we think he will, right? That's why Tim Drake is going to be introduced. I think it'll be in connection with Dick, not so much Bruce, because it looks like Dick will be taking over not as Batman, but as the center of the Bat family. And Bruce is taking a step back, or something like that. That's what it seems like, because they don't. They're probably not allowed to use Batman.
That's what I'm about to say too. Yeah, they won't let him use it.
I also say it also seems more like like when you see someone parent where the dad's like, no, leave me alone, go to your mother. That's essentially what Bruce keeps doing per Robin. So every new Robin he gets, he goes, no, I can't handle this shit. Go to Dick Grayson. Like I can't deal with this.
But that's why it also doesn't make sense for him to take in another Robin. So it looks like this next Robin will be taken in by Dick and not by Bruce.
Right. Which is why. So let me ask you guys this, and then we'll move on. If they go the route that Dick Grayson is too late to save Jason instead of Bruce, Does that bother anybody?
No.
No.
But I assume that's what I do with this show because they can't use Batman. So it seems like
Well, no. Well, no. To me, you could kind of just do the silhouette thing.
I don't like that.
I thought I
like
saw
the idea
him
that
like
it's
in the
actually
trailer
fun.
in the
He
I
armor.
hate when they do that.
He's in some type of suit.
Hold on, let me look.
He's in the trailer. Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is in the trailer, but as Bruce, not as Batman.
Yeah. He's wearing some type of skin tight suit, so maybe it's the undersuit of the suit. I don't know.
Right. To me, I like changing it from a warehouse to this carnival that the Joker lures Jason to. It's just more apropos. It's Joker. It's something that you would expect Joker to lure someone into.
Do you think we'll actually meet this Joker, or they're just gonna show him and then he's on?
I told Joel, I hope we see him, but it's a very good chance he's a silhouette, the same way Batman. Season 1.
What we saw is what we're gonna see, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's it. Like what we saw in that little teaser, that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we see.
It might be because think about it. What made the animated movie so much fun was Joker beating Jason Todd was a silhouette. We didn't actually physically see him hitting him with the crowbar. It was more the shadow. So this might be like a dark, like it's really dark and you see it, but not like actually seeing him do it. I don't know. And I'm really curious of how when Jason Todd comes back, what does that have to do with Nightwing? Like, does Bruce go, shit, I can't handle this. Like, go get your brother. Like, go get
maybe he's blamed.
Or he blames him.
Maybe it's connected differently.
This is Titan season 3 talk.
Yes. We're welcoming in Christian. We're welcoming in Christian. What's wrong, Christian? You don't want to talk
everyone. What's going on?
You don't want to talk Titans, Christian?
I'm so sorry that it took me so long to get here. I was talking to my friend Leo about some stuff, and I was like, I gotta go. Like I told Juwaan I'd be on. we were talking about iCarly. We were recording all that, and then we were. Well, I fucking loved it. But and we did our little like Nintendo thing for our other podcasts. I was like, oh my god, this has been crazy. But yeah, Titans, dude. I am a Titans season 2 survivor.
I hated to death.
I hate it too. I
hated death.
I know I'm gonna watch this new season.
Yeah.
I just.
So wait. So what didn't you like about season 2?
Everything, man. Like
really,
Troy dying. What?
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, okay, I will say that was probably.
That was dumb.
I feel like she might not be dead.
Well, she's not. She's in the.
She's definitely not dead.
They're filming her.
That was the first thing me and Joel said after she died was, oh, well, clearly she's going back home for them to revive her. But the bigger issue was that should never be how someone that is that powerful.
That.
Yeah,
it was just
it made me so mad.
That was the worst part of it for me, though.
That's like if someone told you Bruce Wayne died by getting hit by a car. It's like
he was a terrible Bruce. Sir Jorah moment was a terrible Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I said it and you were in that podcast, but I told you the first time I saw him, I'm like, why is Alfred here? Like, what is Alfred doing?
Yeah.
And then they said it's Bruce. I'm like, no.
Well, here's the thing. I'm fine with his Bruce Wayne because clearly we'll never see him as Batman. So as long as he's not Batman and he's more in the background.
Even the billionaire playboy, though, I'm like,
I hate.
He was not doing it for me at all.
I just want to say I hate when these shows do this when they know that character is heavily tied to the characters that are in the show.
CW.
I mean, they did it like with Supergirl, how they kept like having her text her cousin, and then finally he shows up. And I was like, finally, you let them use Superman. Like, it's just stupid. Like, he is his cousin.
Well, also, you got to remember, Trevon, you got to remember. Think of it like this, because ultimately, this is exactly what happened. Once you introduce Superman, you remind people why they would rather see Superman. So once you do that,
don't do the show. Do a different character.
Time out. Think about
do another character. Like, I'm sorry.
Think about this.
I agree.
They introduced Superman, right? Yeah. How long after introducing Superman do we now have a Superman show with Supergirl now being canceled?
But I'm just saying, I get that. I get what you're saying. But it's like, there's so many other characters you could do that aren't tied to the big
logo.
I agree.
The big, that's DC's problem, though. It's like,
they limit them every time.
It's always just the big three. I'm like, I want to see like Static Shock. I want to. Yes. I don't want to see Jason Todd in season 3 of Titans because He's like, oh, I become Red Hood because everyone was mean to me, and it's like,
Well,
Well, I mean, I think him becoming Red Hood is more so the actual events of death in the family.
Mhm.
do you think he's actually going to die in season 3? I thought he was going to die in season 2, but that did not happen.
I did think he was.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die too.
That would have made more sense. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. We got to remember this also. He doesn't have to die. It could just be more so of an evolution. So,
Traumatizing
This is
event.
an adaptation.
Yeah.
for them.
Traumatizing
right.
event.
So it could be
Yeah.
more so like it's the death of Jason Todd in the rebirth.
spiritually,
Yeah, like a
It's like
spiritual,
Vader
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Eaten
Anakin.
to a pulp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, I don't know.
beat
I
the pride out of him.
will say this: the only thing that really bothers me about Titans, we were saying this before you joined in, Christian, is the story kind of just fluctuates too many.
Yes, it does.
But again, it's why Titans should have been a smaller group. That once you've kind of established that group, you expand.
Yeah.
Because people forget. People always remember Justice League Unlimited. People forget it was a whole season of just the Justice League
Yeah.
before we got Justice League.
Just
Yeah.
People always forget that.
Cameos,
Two
you know.
seasons. Because it wouldn't have made sense if you introduced Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the rest of the league, and then tell me there's 500 million more people part of the
Yeah.
team also. Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What? Who am I paying attention to here?
The choices and characters in this show are weird because they're not all of
Hawken,
them classic Titans, like you said, like Hawk and Dove. Like they are Titans, but they're not like popular Titans.
Right.
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 Superboy
that
was never a Titan.
storyline. It's just. I
mean,
like
look,
seeing Slade. That was
That's another thing.
kind
That's
of
another
dope.
thing. Superboy,
Superboy
Right.
was so.
who is tied to who? Like it's just, I can't. Are they gonna let him use him? No. Yeah. What's the point?
Well, no. Well, I'll say this.
I get annoyed with that. Sorry.
What's more frustrating about Superboy is, well, no, actually, I take that back. I really did like. It was very quick in this teaser. Superboy had the patch. Anybody who watched Young Justice, he
I
had
do
the patch.
love Young
But
Justice.
the
He
whole
has the
point with
patch.
the patch is to get all the powers, and he already had all the powers. What the fuck
That
is the
is
point
true.
of the patch?
That is true. That is
But
very
in Young Justice, Superman is in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cartoon.
Yeah, a cartoon though.
You gotta be realistic.
Just saying.
Man, I missed that show. I can't wait for season 4.
Yeah, when they announce
I
that? Where's
know.
that? Where's that announcement?
Well,
Give
I
us
tell you
that.
guys what.
It's pretty
There's a
good.
thing called
Fandom.
Fandom coming out
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
but
that's
that's
right. They're
all
doing
the way
it
in
again, aren't
October.
they?
Yeah, stay
November.
tuned.
They're gonna keep doing that now. I feel like. So,
It
yeah,
was
just-
good. Like they
was.
have
It
something.
was.
They have
was.
some, they just have to fine tune it a little bit. Like it was great, but I
That's
enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to me, they are the most structured out of any con. The fact that they had, literally mapped out at 1 o'clock,
Yes.
at 3 o'clock, at
Loved
6
it.
o'clock. Because to me,
You watch
as the
movies
viewer,
too.
I
Yeah.
literally, like me and Joel looked at that list and went, okay, not interested.
Yep.
We'll be there
Yep.
for these though. So to me, that's how it should be rather than I got to watch 5 hours of content.
That's literally
somewhere
E3.
in there. Right.
It's
Exactly.
literally E3.
Right.
Oh, we already threw the shade. We already threw the shade earlier.
All right, so I want to start with you, Christian. Moving past Titans. Andy Muschietti did give us a look at Supergirl's suit, just really the chest piece.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But a lot of people paid a close attention to the fact that the logo itself looks very similar to Henry Cavill's logo.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it
looks
does.
Like exactly.
It looks like, again, I will say this. We should not be shocked because it is in the same universe that Henry's Superman
Is it?
exists in. Yep.
Yes,
He's in the
Flash
movie
is
Bring
The
him
Flash. Yes. it's the same universe.
They won't even bring him back.
No,
So
they did him
I mean,
dirty.
I wasn't really
Mhm.
shocked, but I was more so excited because I'm like, they could have tweaked the design, right? They could have tweaked it.
They
But the
did.
fact that-
Oh, you mean the logo? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the logo. But the fact that they didn't means that they want to still do something.
Right.
Now, it all comes down to, is it with Henry? That's what it's going to come down with. But they want to still do stuff with Superman. Or they could have just made her logo, the design of it, completely her own.
Yeah, they could have said, "Oh, I like, we're gonna go the Henry Cavill route," but
Right.
it could have been that. I really don't know. I didn't even notice that.
I would hope if they wanted to do it like completely separate, I wish they would have just did a different design. And then we go ahead and get all the backlash and the madness out right now. Like before we get there.
I don't think it would be different. We got to think about it like this. Because we don't know what they're doing with Henry does not mean they aren't doing anything with Henry. I mean, right now we see what they're trying to do. They're trying to go younger for a lot of these bigger characters. It's why they started with
longevity.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So it makes sense that they want to prop up Supergirl now, especially with the show being off the air. It's like, well, clearly people love Supergirl, just not what that show was doing. So maybe we can take the formula and put it into a movie. I was saying, Christian, I was telling Joel, if you want to sell Supergirl, this is how you sell it. Make the Supergirl movie exactly how Homecoming was, to where it's Supergirl with the mentor.
Hopefully not exactly.
No. I mean the premise.
I love Homecoming.
Superman's in the background as her mentor, but at the end of the day, she has to fight the battle herself. And
that would be pretty cool.
The best way to do that is make the big bad Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Lobo. Have Lobo here hunting Kryptonians.
Oh, Lord.
Wait, time out, Christian. Here's the best part. Guess what your end credit scene is? After, obviously, she beats Lobo. Lobo was hunting Kryptonians for Brainiac, which leads us into what? Man of Steel 2. Warner Brothers has a plan here if that's something they do. So that's all I'm saying.
I like your optimism here.
I know, right?
It's not
very optimistic.
It's just the idea of I can't keep assuming they don't have a plan just because they don't tell me. So fandom.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Fandom is coming up, so if they say something at fandom, then there we go. There we go. So it's more so like I'm sure there's something they're planning. It's just we don't know it, and that's what irks us. Is that
they're just not as transparent as Marvel is. I wish they were more transparent, but
DC's very much just like no, you can't have this, and it's like share. You have like 1 million over there. Like just let me.
I feel like
DC is like PlayStation. They don't share.
We talked
about that too.
You know what? You're right. They are very pompous. They're full of themselves.
What release everything in a blog? I'm like, a blog, Sony? Really? Like,
you know what, Christian? At the end of the day, where Sony and DC are the same as, you still love them at the end of the day.
I don't know about all that. I know we're in a PlayStation shirt, but
love them.
But I want to ask you this.
I do love them.
Before I pass this on to Joel. So far we've gotten Sasha's Supergirl suit. We've gotten Flash's logo, and we've gotten Michael Keaton's Batman's logo.
So
which one out of those three have been your favorite design so far?
I would probably have to. It would probably have to be. And I'm not a big Superman fan, but that would probably be Supergirls would probably be my favorite. Because I'm not a very big Flash fan, because I'm not a very big Barry Allen, the guy who plays him, kind of blanking on his name. Ezra Miller. I'm not a big Ezra Miller fan. Christian Bale is my Batman. He's my favorite Batman. I love Michael Keaton. He spoke at our Penn State graduation back a few years ago. It was actually kind of cool. And he ended it with "I'm Batman," and everyone was freaking out. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'll probably have to say Supergirls. So it just looks clean. I really like the way it looks. Probably Keaton's will be my second favorite, and then Ezra's will be the last.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Keaton's first purely because having the blood on it.
Yeah,
it's probably the sexiest little thing you could have put.
That was blood.
They could have just
jelly to me.
Adding blood.
Look at it now. After I said it, now look at it.
It looks a little a little thick,
a little bit thick. But I do love the idea of that being someone else's blood on his emblem.
Pretty sure.
It reminded me of the Watchmen.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
I love it. I love that. I'm gonna go Keaton first, mainly because again, Sasha's Supergirl logo looks just like Henry's Clark's logo.
It just looks so clean.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
why.
it's very clean. He took a great up close photo of that. And Flash's is more just like it's
Flash.
It's techie. It looks cool. It's techie.
It does.
I like that. I was like, that's cool.
No. I liked a fandom when they showed what the suit looks like as a whole. I'm like,
That was just
yes,
concept because you could already tell it looks different just by that logo.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is good because the barbed wire shit should have only lasted that one.
It's like the Amazing Spider-Man basketball suit. I was like,
yeah. It's just
what is this?
It should only be used for a moment.
His first suit.
That rubber-looking suit. I was like, no, get this out of here, Andrew Garfield. No, looking like
as soon as you saw his real Spider-Man suit, you're like, finally, thank goodness. But Joel, I'm gonna go to you. Your thoughts on Supergirl's logo, and then what logo that Andy has revealed has been your favorite so far?
Well, I like his little trend of logos. I wonder what other logos we're getting next,
Ben has to be next.
Ben, yeah, he announced Ben, so I'm assuming Ben will probably be next.
Yeah, Ben has to be next.
Batfleck. But I would love a surprise though, because we have only heard
like a reverse Flash. God damn, Andy.
Give me Static Shock.
They'll get it to you at fandom. That's what they'll do.
What other characters are gonna show up? But like the Supergirl logo looks great because it does look like Henry's Superman's logo. It already looked like the costume was going to be different because of like the red shoulders or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do like where they're going with it, and just no matter what version of Supergirl they're going with. Is she an alternate universe version? Like, is the same? That's the question, because we know Keaton is not from that universe. So is this Supergirl not from this universe? So that's really the question you got to ask yourself. But her logo looks fine. The costume looks like it's gonna be dope. The Flash costume looks like it's gonna be good. Because the concept art looked one way, and then it slowly evolves as they keep showing us more shit. Now it's like all deep. There's a way more texture, and like there's the white now. Because in the first time we saw the concept art, there was no white around the logo, just the red and lightning. But this one looks really good. Like techie looking. So I'm really curious what the rest of the suit looks like. I'm really most excited for that because I kind of have an idea. I don't really know what that's going to look like compared to me. I have an idea what Supergirl might look like, and I have a really good idea what the Batman one might look like. But what I what excited me, obviously, is Keaton, because I grew up with Keaton as my Batman. So I have a soft spot for him. When I see him in the suit, I might cry. Because it's gonna be that emotional for me to see that Batman again. Him in the suit again, that old, is gonna be fucking cool. But what I really noticed, aside from the blood, was that it was gray. Like, if you see the logo, it's gray and black up here. So he's never wore gray and black before. So that would be amazing to see him in gray and black in the classic colors of the Batman that he never got a chance to wear. So that I'm really excited for. The more I learn, the more I see, the more I get excited for this movie.
I'm with you, and I think they went that route just so it's a drastic difference from Batfleck. Scheme-wise, want to make sure it looks just drastically different.
And it's the classic look from Batman. It looks like the Batman Returns logo.
Yeah.
So I mean, we already know he's sticking with the yellow oval. We didn't know that was going to be the thing, but shit, it's back, baby.
You know, it's going to be funny. You'll cry seeing that, and I'll cry knowing this is Ben's last time. So seeing him suit up again on. But no, I really do hope that Sasha's Supergirl look is the one from Injustice. Injustice.
Oh yeah.
That looks like the best.
That's what she looks like too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, that's the best look. Because to me, with the skirt and everything, it's just, come on, man. It's 2021. Give her pants. You know what I'm saying?
They did it on. They did on Supergirl. It was nice. I like the suit.
Yeah, finally, after evolving
great.
Her costume. Yeah,
it looked great. Yeah.
But yeah, that shoulder strap is only seen one place really for that Supergirl. And it's the Injustice look
and her hairstyle. So is she playing Laura Lane Kent version of Supergirl? That's the question. Which is the daughter of Superman?
Very possible.
That's the question. There's a lot of different versions they can go with there. If she's not going to play Kara.
Or it could just be Kara, because I was playing with the idea that, Joel, if they're going to Keaton's world, right? It's possible that in Keaton's world, she landed first, so that was their Superman.
I think we went to multiple worlds, so I wouldn't all put it on just Keaton's world.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I would like the idea of there being a Supergirl in Keaton's Batman world. Like,
My favorite idea was that Keaton was in the Christopher Reeve Superman world. That would be that would be my favorite.
yeah, no, that would have been dope. That would
be cooler.
That would be. You know
we
what?
Get Brandon Routh Superman instead.
I was just about to say, yeah, you could put Brandon with him, yeah, for sure. Ash. Okay, all right. Sorry, Jamie. I'm trying to remember who I talked to. Jamie, your thoughts on the look of the Supergirl logo, and what out of the 3 logos so far has been your favorite?
So I definitely like the Supergirl logo. I'm curious to see, because I haven't seen as much as you guys. So when they finally reveal like the whole costume, or if it's in a trailer or whatever, that'll be news to me. So I'll be excited to see that. I do like the look of Supergirl in Justice, so I think that would be a cool change. And yeah, definitely get rid of that skirt. It's been worn a billion times at this point. We don't need it anymore. Trash it. So yeah, I'm ready to see something new. That's gonna be cool. As far as my favorite logo, it has to be the Batman logo. Like that's the one that really gets me excited. I really, really enjoy Batman. And I was like, I sat down at the beginning of the summer, like, you know what? This is the time for me. I'm just gonna start binging like all the Batman movies that they have, all Batman content on HBO Max. And I got to figure out what comics I need to pick up. So I'm gonna start looking at those too, because I got my Amazon thing set up. But yeah, the Michael Keaton Batman logo is definitely my favorite. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been following Flash since like it first got started. So to kind of like jump back in and see what they do with this, I'm really kind of curious to see what they're gonna do.
I will say you are lucky, because us who have been keeping up with it, this is our 4th director. This is our 4th.
Yeah.
We're making this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the farthest we've ever got.
This
Give
is
me
the
Robert Pattinson
ever gotten. Like legit, Jamie. There was some skepticism of me when they were like, "Oh, Andy's the director. This is what the script's gonna be." Even at Fandom, where they were like, "This is what we're doing." In the back of my head, I'm like, next week they're gonna say Andy stepped down. We're gonna have to go through this again. Like at some point, Flash was becoming Crow. That's literally what it started becoming. Like, we'll just never have Flash again in the DC universe. Like, why is this so difficult? So,
fucking Crow.
Luckily for you, Jamie, you're here at the end result where it's finally being made.
Yep, I get to reap all the rewards.
Exactly.
Yeah, you do.
It was hair pulling hearing, especially when hearing the different directors saying what they wanted to do with their Flash movie, and it's like, oh shit, that sounded so awesome. It's like, we'll never get that, and then Andy comes and it's like, I'm gonna kind of do this, do that, and it's like, all right, we'll have to see Andy, but shit's looking good so far, so just stay on par with that. But Trevon, your thoughts on the logo, and then your favorite suit so far?
Oh, I mean, I think it looks great. I immediately thought of Henry, so I was like, oh, this is exactly it, I think. Except for the red at the top, but I was like, it's cool. And I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with this movie. I just really hope she's not replacing Henry. I just can't help but think that way. I was like, I hope that's not what's happening here. But I'm pretty sure it's probably what's happening here, so I'm just bracing myself for it. Fandom's gonna be interesting. I'm very excited to see. I'm just gonna say that Fandom is very interesting, and I need the thing that I guess is more interesting for me is the Flash logo. It just looks cool to me. I just check it out. I don't know. It just looks neat. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
I will say this, Trevon. Knowing Warner Brothers and knowing how much fan talk and critic talk fuels them, don't rule out how much they understand Henry Cavill being the one to come out and announce a Supergirl movie, how much power that would have. Because we're sitting here talking about her replacing him, but him welcoming her into the shield of being in the Superman family, that's huge. And and I do believe that a Supergirl movie does not mean we won't get a Man of Steel 2. It's just right now they're kind of like maybe want to take a break. I mean, think about it. We don't really count Matt Reeves because we don't know if it connects to anything. but they're kind of taking a break from Superman and Batman in the main continuity. We're hearing they want to do Batgirl. So, you know,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't really understand a Batgirl with no Batman, but hey, you
That's
know,
the
I mean,
HBO Max.
we got
That's
a
on
Venom
HBO
movie
Max,
with no
right?
Spider-Man, so I guess anything's possible.
We're gonna
I
get
guess
a lot of those
anything's
movies without
possible.
Spider-Man.
Isn't Batgirl just gonna be on HBO Max? Right?
Yeah, and it's gonna be on HBO Max. Like, why?
Mhm.
And that's
Why?
it, right?
What? Oh, the Batgirl movie.
Why?
Yeah, they
Same
only
thing with
it's
Blue
only
Beetle,
on HBO
right?
Max.
Blue
Blue
And
Beetle
Blue Beetle's
and
going to be a show too.
On HBO Max too. Yeah.
A movie.
I mean, I do want to see him in theaters. I understand it being on streaming services because there's so many more eyes you can put on that, but
Right.
it does suck because even with like Luca that's out right now, like
Yeah.
I love that movie. Like I gave it like a B plus, but it's like the only thing that really dragged it down for me is that it wasn't in theaters. It's like, is Pixar not good enough for theaters anymore? Like,
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this. If it's being filmed as a movie, it is something they could rectify. You know, between now and the time that it's actually finished, of deciding to put it in theaters. I think it's more so cautious. They're being very cautious about whether or not theaters will be flooded back into enough to bring eyes to something. Because remember, Blue Beetle is a character no one knows about. It's like when, like, the difference is when Marvel does Nova, which is essentially their Jaime, people know Marvel. It doesn't matter that I don't know Nova. I know Marvel.
I wonder how they deal with Guardians though, because nobody heard about Guardians and
Right.
everybody.
Luckily for Marvel, they were on such a hot streak, so people were leaning
That's
more
true.
to
They took a
seeing
chance, too.
Marvel
That
than
is true.
seeing Guardians. So with DC, you don't have that. So you have to be creative on how to sell new characters.
Give me an animated universe. Just scrap all the live action. Give me more animated content.
I need to hold
I will
on.
never
I need
make-
status shot first. Need status shot. Then we can do that. What you just said. let me get status shot first.
Another one.
I need status shot.
Yeah, no, I need.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh man,
all
I'm so
right.
excited for that.
So
Yeah.
let's move on. We got word that we will be getting a brand new Snake Eyes trailer this Monday. They've been giving us character posters. These character posters have looked pretty good. Not even gonna lie. Still not. I want to love this Snake Eyes suit more than I, than it's being shown to me as. But I told you guys before. Well, Christian, you haven't heard this before, but I love Andrew Koji. As long as you keep showing me Andrew Koji, I will be there. Like, I fucking love Andrew Koji. But no, I mean, look, this movie has to work. It's kind of like Venom. If it does not work, it's very difficult to sell me to. I'm sorry, not me. To sell an audience Duke. To sell an audience anybody else in the G.I. Joe family.
Duke movie.
Snake Eyes literally is your coolest character. If he doesn't work, nothing else will. And luckily for Venom, it made a lot of money. So for as bad as we think that movie,
A lot of crappy movies make a lot of money.
so that's how we
Venom
got
was
Morbius.
surprisingly
That's
fun.
how we got a
I don't know why.
sequel. So hopefully
fun.
Snake Eyes has that. But Joel, I'll start off with you. How excited are you for this full trailer as someone who wasn't big on G.I. Joe?
Yeah, I didn't grow up a G.I. Joe fan. The only character, like I told you, it was only Snake Eyes that interested me because of the way he looks. And when I was a kid, I liked ninjas more than soldiers. So Snake Eyes was always cool looking to me. So not really shocked that the movie they're going to start with is Snake Eyes. He's the most visually appealing character that they have, in my opinion. So now we're going to get a full-length movie. I get to know more about this character. I don't know really much about him aside that he doesn't talk, or he wasn't supposed to talk or show his face, but I know there's a story behind it, and that's why they're going to tell us why he's not going to talk anymore and why he's never going to show his face again and why they're not going to use him anymore going forward as an actor because they don't need him anymore. They can just use a stuntman going forward if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for Snake Eyes because it looks like a cool action movie with guns and swords. Why not?
Yeah, they keep saying every time they promote this movie that it's the story of how he becomes Snake Eyes to be. But to me, I told Joel when they first cast Henry Golding, who by the way I love, that face is too pretty for you to be telling me you will not only have him speechless, but never show his face after this movie.
Oh, shit.
I find that very difficult to believe. Think about this. Think about Pedro Pascal. They immediately threw away the premise of he'll never show his face. It immediately started showing his face. So you're not telling me
it wasn't a lot, you know. It was very little.
No. I didn't say it was a lot. I said you just immediately started showing his face in that same season.
Because we only got it in season 1 once for Mandalorian.
That very end of season 1.
And now it made
for
sense.
literally the last few episodes of season 2.
Yeah, because Bill Burr called him out.
Right, exactly. So to me, and again, I never had a problem with that because the Mandalorians show their face. My only issue was, why did you make this big ass deal about the creed being not to show your face? Just don't make a creed. The Mandalorians show their face. So to go out of your way to say that they won't and then show it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was more of the, what did Bill Burr say? Is it that you can't take off your helmet or that you can't show your face? Because those are two different things.
Yeah.
Right. You can take off your helmet. You just can't show your face. That's a creed.
He doesn't see what the fuck are on. That's what he's trying to say.
Right.
That's gotta be exhausting.
And I feel like I might be wrong in this, but I feel like in some episodes of The Mandalorian where they actually talk about oh, you're not supposed to take your helmet off. I think it was that other group of Mandalorians who never wear the helmets. They're oh, that's what your Mandalorians say. We do things differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What Jon Favreau did with this show is drastically different than what the Mandalorians actually were in the comics. In the comics, they always showed their face. It's why if you watch Clone Wars, you saw everyone's face. That's not a free of the actual Mandalorians.
Yeah,
so
it was
trying to be different with them, but then he went back on it, and that's why you could have just went away with it. I would be completely fine seeing Pedro Pascal all the time. I'd have no problem with that.
I don't know. I don't think that sells as much to me.
Yeah, I feel like the mystery element.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's like Darth Vader. It's Vader never really shows his face. I mean, you see it
just the one time.
He didn't have a pretty face to show, though.
He did before his accident.
So if you had waited, to me, it would have meant more if you had waited till that last episode where he's inside of Grogu. And then that's when he finds.
Yeah, I agree. It would have more of an impact.
The fact that I saw him 3 different times take the fucking thing off in front of people, this is like.
Well, technically, the first time
see him without his face. Yeah,
right.
The first time Grogu saw him without.
That doesn't count. Nobody saw him.
Right. But that's why I said that should have been off camera, so we didn't see it either. That would have meant more because it would have been you holding up to.
I would have been sitting there. What does Pedro Pascal look like?
Right. Exactly. No, but how good are you, Trevon? Are you looking forward to this Snake Eyes movie?
I'm looking forward to it because it's Henry Golden. I'm not a Gijoe person. I mean, it looks fun. The swords, the fighting.
Why didn't you say fan? What is a G.I. Joe person?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Trevon's I'm not one of those.
But I'm not it. That's all. What's up, AJ?
No one showed AJ any love. He showed up late. Anyway,
hi, AJ.
No, it's okay.
What movie did you see? What movie did you see?
Free Man or whatever the fuck it was called. It was terrible.
The correct answer was In the Heights.
Free Man or Free Guy?
Oh, I saw In the Heights. That was incredible. I love In the Heights. But whatever the fuck the Kevin Hart movie was, that was.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say Free Guy. I was like, wait.
Oh, Fatherhood.
Yeah.
There we
go. Oh, okay. So not Free Guy. Okay.
You know what? That's your fault.
No, my mom
was it that bad? I was in theaters.
Oh wait, you said your mom wanted to see it?
Yes.
Okay, I accept that. But again, you spending your Friday night watching anything Kevin Hart is your fault. Anyway, back to you. You were saying your thoughts on your.
Oh, I mean, it's I'm excited to see the fights. I'm excited to see Henry Golden. I'm not a G.I. Joe, so this is fan. So I'm gonna be. I don't know why I'm trying to say it again. I don't know, but so I don't know. So I'm just excited just to learn about all of this and hope it does well so they can make the other ones and I guess make a team up movie eventually. I guess that's the plan. So yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it. It looks fun.
Yeah, Snake Eyes to me is if no one's ever if a friend of yours has never read or seen anything DC, you would start with Batman. You want to start with the coolest thing. Okay. bring them in, and then show them everything else. It's the same thing they're doing. Snake Eyes is by far the coolest character in everything G.I. Joe.
Okay.
If that can sell, people will be so much more open for everybody else. But if he doesn't work, you're not going to tell me a guy with no abilities just shooting guns is what I got to sit here and watch for the next 2.5 hours. So that's why you start with this, sell them high, and if it works,
John Wick could do it.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but here's the thing. John Wick is way cooler than Duke. Like, there's no G.I. Joe character anywhere near John Wick. But yeah, so I like this formula. It's smart. I mean, it's like Sony doing Venom, but casting someone like Tom Holland to sell it. It works. It works. Ash, I'm gonna go to you. You excited at all for this Snake Eyes movie?
I am, just because I like the character. I'm not a G.I. Joe fan. Like,
you were gonna say
enjoyed
G.I. Joe person, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. Damn it. Now if I say it's your fault.
I don't know why I said that. I don't even know. Yeah.
No, Trevon, not your fault. Jawan's fault if I say it, because damn. I am excited to see the trailer, to like see more of like of what it's gonna look like. I'm not like, have theories and all of that. Like it's just another regular movie that I'm interested to watch.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's fair. I mean, I would like for people who aren't familiar or don't have that level of excitement for it to just look at it as like a summer blockbuster. One of those mindless action movies. If you can approach this movie like that and walk out of it appreciating it like that, I think they've done their job. If it leaves you wanting to see how it connects, great. Jamie, you excited at all for this Snake Eyes trailer coming Monday?
Kind of, I guess. I'm not really a G.I. Joe fan either. Which I feel bad saying. It's like I think the third person in a row. But I'm not opposed to it or anything. Fourth. Oh, excuse me. But
it'll make us fans. That's what happened.
I'm not opposed to having more like G.I. Joe movies and stuff. I'm definitely was more interested in Snake Eyes than any other, like what you were saying, Juwaan. So I'm glad they started with Snake Eyes. And I definitely will go see it. Like you were saying, it's probably going to be like a mindless blockbuster for me that I'm just going to watch to have fun and not really try and put pieces together and theories and all that stuff. So, I probably will check out the trailer a little bit, but not really going to get like super hype off of it. Just be like, oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really looking to see a little bit more of Scarlet, who I'm really still confused as to why she's in it. Baroness, I want to see what role she plays in it. And I just kind of want to see how Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes become enemies, where it looks like they're just so close in the teaser that we got. How this movie has time to divide those two. So I'm just looking forward to that, and gotta see if this movie ends with him losing the ability to talk in Joe's face. That's really all I'm looking forward to the most is, will they do it? Will they have the balls to do it? It'll be interesting, because I tell you what,
money on the sequel if they do.
Yeah, because I tell you what, talking Snake Eyes at the end of this movie, I don't know how I'll take that shit. I'll lose my mind. Joel knows Pete and JD very well. They will burn the whole matriarchy down. Like, they'll burn everything down if Snake Eyes talks by the end of this movie. But AJ, are you at all excited about? I know you share me and Joel's love for Andrew Koji from Warrior, but
yes, sir.
How excited are you for this movie?
I'm excited. I like the teaser they showed not too long ago. I really enjoyed that. I thought the cinematography looked beautiful. I love the action in it. If they show us more of the action within the trailer, I'm excited for it. And to mention the cast still looks amazing. So I'm excited for this. Totally.
Absolutely. All right. Last thing before we wow. Matthew McConaughey turned down Last of Us. You know what it is? Matthew McConaughey did that stupid ass movie with Idris Elba. And I think since then he's been very cautious about the shit he says yes to. I don't even blame him. I don't even blame him. I can only imagine like his.
Who was he
his
supposed
agent.
to play in The Last of Us?
He could have been Tommy, maybe.
Joel.
Tommy, maybe. Oh,
No, he
Joel.
turned on the lead role. Yeah.
Oh, I would have liked him better
Well,
than
who's the
Pedro
lead role
Pascal,
right
to be
now?
honest.
Do we know the lead role?
Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal.
It's Pedro Pascal.
Oh, that's even better.
You know
Okay,
what?
I'm
Now
fine
I
with
think
that.
about
I'm happy.
It
with
should have
that.
been Cillian Murphy.
Ooh, Cillian Murphy.
Cillian
I'm
Murphy's
happy with
Joel.
that.
Should have done in
I'm happy
England.
I mean,
with
I
that.
love Pedro. You know, you get all the Game of Thrones characters together again at HBO. It's just a different show with all the Game of Thrones characters.
That's
Mhm.
true. Right?
Probably what it's good. Well, I mean, HBO likes to reuse like the same,
The people.
like Bella Ramsey. I mean, she was in Game of Thrones. She did His Dark Materials, which is a really good show. Great book series as well.
Yeah, check that out.
So yeah, that's on HBO Max. So
Well, all the Game of Thrones people are very popular now because most of them are going to the MCU right now. So
Pedro's had a hot streak with Wonder Woman and Mando.
Man.
So
All right, hold on. Don't say hot streak and then say Wonder Woman.
well, no, he was in it though. I mean,
Regardless of
yeah,
how
he got cast
you
for
like-
a big,
yeah.
what was a big movie
Okay.
at the time.
Well,
Yeah,
at least she flies now. That's the main
I'm
point.
still not sure if she
You,
Or float.
you in
Or
this
float.
flying.
Why?
You
Why
in
you
this
not
flying.
sure?
Flying
Mom
again.
said the same thing. Like, no, see, she's just gliding on
flying like
air or something.
Knuckles
Like,
in
no.
Echidna. Just
That was the
Not
main thing that
flying,
I
though.
didn't like. I wanted to fly just like
Yeah, I
Flying.
will say her flying or not flying never really bothers me. What will always bother me is being in an invisible plane that I could see you in. That will forever bother
No,
me.
that's for us.
the whole body.
It makes sense for her to
Yeah.
fly without a plane. I never understood the invisible jet.
It
It's the
gets
stupidest
to her
thing in the world.
And so they don't have to
fast.
draw the jet. There we go. Less
So like
work.
the invisible Batmobile.
Also, it's important for Wonder Woman to fly because she's fucking not Jessica Jones. Like, don't just have her jump high.
Yes,
Let her fly.
yes,
She's a
yes.
She is the guy. Exactly.
She is
Yes.
a guy.
Let her fly.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So last thing I want to talk with you guys before we get out of here is did everybody see the new promotional shirts for Thor: Love and Thunder?
No.
Yes.
Yes,
No.
I have.
Yeah. Well, anyone who hasn't, really quickly, just look it up really quick. I'll pass it around to everybody else. What I'm very intrigued by, which doesn't shock me because I never thought he was going to die in this movie anyway. I really did think Taika was going to take that big swing and have her center and Thor and Valkyrie on the edges. So this leads me to believe that she isn't replacing Thor. It's just, again, I think it's a title. Like, I don't think Hawkeye is gonna die. I think the title will just be passed. So I'm curious what he will go by. I know in the comics it was just Odinson. He was just Odinson.
All father.
That's further on.
That's what I'm saying. I want to
further
see.
on, yeah.
Chris Hemsworth can't leave this role till he becomes the Allfather. That is the most powerful Thor, and I can only imagine what villain you'd put up against him. But I want Allfather.
He's gonna end up dying. He's gonna end up dying before that.
No, I want that.
I doubt it. I doubt
He's
it.
gonna end up dying before that. Huh?
As soon as he said, "I will stick around as long as Feige has me," Feige was just like,
Oh yeah.
I would hold you to that.
He was just like, He's like, he's the only one of the big.
Here's the
big
new
group.
contract.
Yeah,
Here
of the
it
big
is.
group that doesn't want to leave.
Sign this.
It's like, I will hold on to you forever. Like, think about it. Anthony Mackie's already just like 5 years and I'm done with this shit.
Oh, really?
More like
He didn't say it like that.
No, he
He
did.
didn't say it like
said
that.
4 or 5 more
He
years.
said that he can possibly do this. He didn't say I would just quit. He just like, I mean,
Man, I tell you what, I never looked at Anthony
movies,
Mackie and
not
thought,
years.
Man, his workout routine must be brutal. He could be Falcon for that. When you look at the suit, you don't go, man, that's all abs underneath there. That could be a gut. You never know. You don't know. They just pack it in good. You look at Thor and Captain America, and you're like, those guys are probably tired of working out. But no,
that's just some like you just hate him.
Yes.
Hold on, time out. Did we start this where I gave Anthony Mackie some slack, Trevon?
I'm talking about his workout and all that stuff now. I ain't say all that now.
But like, can I buy this shirt? Like,
He working out just like everybody else.
Yeah,
is.
that's
We're not
what
gonna
I'm
do
trying to
that.
figure out. I was like, how do I buy the shirt? I just want the shirt. Give me the shirt.
Now, I want to start with you, AJ. How dope! Like, I gotta give Taika so much love, man. He really knows how to make these suits of these Asgardians pop. This Thor suit, even though you can kind of not really see all that much, the gold of it really pops from this suit, man. And I love that he still has Stormbreaker. Because part of me is still trying to figure out how the fuck Jane gets Mjolnir. Where the fuck did she get it from? We know there's no more material left for anyone to make it. So it's like, does variant Loki bring Mjolnir back?
Oh wait, didn't they bring it back in Endgame? He went back and he
no.
He returned it.
No, Steve returned it back to
Well, let's think about this a little bit more. In Loki, we're starting to get more variants throughout the series. Now we can get Jane back in what was it, Dark Worlds?
Yeah.
Dark World. Maybe she'll be able to get it from that timeline, and maybe Thor: Love and Thunder, it'll revolve around multiple other timelines, not just sacred timeline. It'll revolve around different timelines. But that's just a quick theory. I'm just throwing that out there. Just.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, they also could just find a way to
bring it back.
Yeah, the one that's there. Because remember, where they live, where New Asgard lives, that the pieces of that of Mjolnir are there. They're within that land that they live in.
You know, one thing I thought about when he took the hammer from the timeline, I was like, what did Thor do? Like during that time,
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
wait, what do you mean?
He took the hammer from him and
I'm
left.
glad you said that, Trevon. Technically, he took it from Thor right before Asgard was about to be.
Yeah, he took it. He left.
Yeah, but he can also bring it back right away.
To that moment, right? To that moment.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Trayvon,
it'll still equal out. It'll still equal out.
Yeah, it'll balance. It'll kind of like cancel itself out.
I like to imagine he sweat for a minute, like oh no.
That'd be so funny.
Like just Thor holding his arm out for like
and
an
nothing
hour,
happened.
Like
it's like,
and like Frigga just running up, just like, all right, don't be mad. don't be mad.
Your future self took it.
A horrible version of yourself in the future came and got it. It's like, wait, what? What did you just say?
Well, broken one.
Right. Joel, I'll go to you. Do you like the promotional look of it's Valkyrie, Thor, and I'm gonna just say Odinson. That's the way I'd like to put it.
Jane Thor.
Mighty Thor, actually. If you want to be technical, it's Mighty Thor. But
wait, it's
Mighty
Jane Thor, and Valkyrie Thor.
Thor, Odin's son, and Jane pretending to be Thor. And
hey, no, we're not going to slander. We're not today.
Thor's not a title.
We're not slandering Mighty Thor.
You know what's funny, Joel? You know what's funny about you saying that? Thor is a name, not a title, but it makes it even funnier that Odin gave Jane the name Thor once she got the hammer.
That's
so
weird.
In his mind, he was just like,
"Fuck it, you take his name too. He don't deserve it."
You have his name, but you know what? It's funny because that comic run was called Unworthy. It was the run of the Unworthy.
He was Unworthy Thor, and she was Mighty Thor.
Exactly. So that was Odin just kind of going, ha,
but.
Ha. You're not
Mighty
but in Mighty Thor, Odin didn't really care for Jane being Thor. Actually, he really hated it. That's why there was wanted posters of Jane within Asgard.
For sure. She wasn't supposed to get it. Right.
But they didn't call Thor either, right? They called him Odinson.
No, he was Odinson.
Yeah, it was just Odinson, yeah.
He was Odinson.
So there you go. We'll see how that's portrayed in the movie, but as of right now, they all look really good. I was really obviously focused on Jane because I wanted to see if they were going to give her and she looks like dope as fuck. Like she got the suit. They would give her the helmet with the mask because that's what I was worried about. I'd want that little mask there too. Dope. That's all I was looking for. She looks great. She has Mjolnir. How we don't know yet. Thor looks good in his it looks like his normal armor, but he's back to it. He's in shape again. Really good shape. He has his Stormbreaker. He looks great. And then, of course, Valkyrie. I didn't really get a good look at her costume. It didn't look all that different. I really wish they put more effort into her suit and weapon. I'm not.
I wish. Yes, I was just about to say, Joel. I rewatched Ragnarok the other day, because I really love Surtur. I thought they did a great job with Surtur. So I'm rewatching it, and I'm looking, and I'm just like, yeah, here comes Valkyrie. Like I remember this, and then she pulls out a shank, and I'm like, what the what? Where is that? It's a Valkyrie sword. Like what is
I like
that?
that big ass sword. I thought she'd have that or something.
Now again, I will say this. In my mind, you don't need a sword as big as it was in the comic books, right? You don't need it
realistic.
It'll be fun.
It would look cool though.
But just a sword that's bigger than the prison shank that she's using would be nice.
It looks like she's using a rapier. Like
what is that? You know what I thought it was? I thought it was the dagger that Tommy used to summon his Megazord.
I have a theory on how
Valkyrie was gonna come out and go.
I have a theory on how you can put in Mjolnir back into the Sacred Timeline.
There we go.
So there's a weapon from Asgard that's called the All Weapon, and basically you can change its form to any other weapon that you want, and it'll also copy its power as well. So that's one way to do it. Also, it can help combine Valkyrie, Jane Foster, and Thor, Jane Foster together into one. But that's fine.
I also do find it hilarious that this movie is about a god killer. So their response to a god killer is to bring in another god. Like, all right, you're killing gods. I'm gonna just add more because at some point I assume the more the merrier.
Well, that's what they did in the comics. The more gods.
Right, but they only put more gods in there because they needed enough people for Gore to kill that wasn't just Thor. Because remember, not many of those gods survived. Gore killed
None of them did. No?
Gore killed everybody. That's another thing. I'm really curious on how accurate his sword is. It's a manifestation from his hand. So
isn't it connected to the what's his name? The symbiote, what's his name?
Venom?
Yeah, but not the main one. Yeah, no, yeah.
I know which symbiote you're talking about, but I can't think of the name either. But yeah,
it's no.
It is no. Yeah, no. The king.
Yeah, part of it is no.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if they bring in the God Bomb. Anyone who doesn't know the God Bomb, Gore the God Butcher is trying to assemble this bomb that when it detonates, it just murders every god in existence. So I'm curious if they go that route because he never really achieved it.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Look at that!
The haircut.
Got it.
I was like, hold on, I got something.
He spent $4,692 to get it, but
it was worth it. Worth it.
He has no kidneys, but he
Does
got
it act as a charger.
I don't have a heart either. Got rid of that too.
I'm just picturing doctors going, we need to replace your kidney, and AJ is just struggling to hold up. Like, can you put this inside of me? But Jamie, did you get a chance to check out the promotional shirt for Love and Thunder?
Yeah, I did. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know a whole lot about like the way that they're going with Thor. I've never really known a whole lot about Thor's story in particular. So I'm curious as to how like, you know, Jane's going to play a part in this again, how they're going to kind of like rope her back in. And like if it's anything like from the comments from like what you guys were saying about like Odin kind of giving her this power, I'm just curious to see it all play out. But the shirt looks really dope. So
well, I don't think Odin gives her the power. She just
the thing is once he takes it from Thor, he whispers into it like he did in Thor 1.
Yeah, he doesn't know who it goes
to. Whoever's
to.
mighty shall possess the power of Thor. And the hammer chose Jane.
But he got real close to her during their time together.
right. The hammer was just like, I could choose any.
I remember her.
I did like her. But I do hope, and I think Taika, because Taika said they will go the route of her having cancer. I hope they go the route of the Infinity Stone. That was the ether that was inside of her. The radiation is what caused it. I hope they go that route. The same way I hope they say Captain Marvel's radiation is what caused Monica's mom to have cancer, and that's what the rift between the two of them are.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would make a whole lot of sense. I hope they go that route because I mean, they were both exposed to a shit ton of radiation. So it's like, to imagine it did nothing to them would make no sense. But Ash, did you go? Ash, you didn't go, right?
Mm-mm.
Your thoughts?
I liked it.
Sure.
I liked it. I want that. Like, it's just really, really nice. And like, I have it in front of me right now. I love it. So I want it.
That's
Like,
me
I
right
don't know
now.
what else to
That's
say.
me right now. I like it and I want it.
Okay,
Every time we have short responses like that, I'm just imagining us in like a political battle where it's like, all right, so what are your theories? I don't like it and I hope we get rid of it. Thank you. And it's like, that's it? Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. It's like, goddamn, okay. All right. Christian, you excited for this? You like the promotional shirt?
Yeah, I was doing some hunting online. I think I found it for purchase. I sent it over to AJ.
There's multiple websites right now that I think it's not.
It's not like
What is it?
official.
Yeah, it's not official, but
Official.
I need the official one. Like, I'm really hoping that like, it looks fantastic. Like, I enjoyed Thor: Love and Thunder so much. Like, I rewatch it. Like
Ragnarok, you mean?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
I was gonna say, whoa, Christian. Like,
no. But no, it looks really great. I'm surprised we're getting a poor Thor movie overall, and I think this is the perfect title. I definitely really, really want this shirt. I usually don't buy like superhero shirts all that much, but this is something I can definitely rock. Like, I'm here for it. Like, the entire story. Apparently this is like his craziest script ever.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm all in for Taika Waititi.
It needs to be his craziest script ever, especially since you have Gore, you have Jane, you have Valkyrie, you basically have everyone.
Yeah.
And isn't there a rumor that Zeus is going to be in this too?
Yeah.
I think so.
Not a rumor.
Is it confirmed?
Oh yeah.
Russell Crowe came out and said that he's playing.
Oh yeah, he did.
And my boy Christian Bale's.
Too bad he's gonna die within the movies.
Yeah, he died badly. Gore,
but we will still
he's
get
gonna murder
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. As Thor, and we should get someone as Hercules. I want to see Hercules.
Hercules would be really dope. It would be really dope, especially if he's looking to get revenge for the murder of his dad.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be awesome. I am interested to see how big of a role the Guardians play in this movie.
That's true.
Because I try to remind people, Gore the God Butcher does not double check. So in his mind, he could only remember Peter Quill having a celestial power. It's not really a god, but it's god tier.
Right.
And his problem is with, people of having god tier power. So it'd be fun if he started to hunt after Peter, and Peter's just like, all that shit's out of me, bro. Like, I don't have
I'm
any.
just a human here.
I don't have any of it. Like, look, here's a paper cut. See, I bleed. I don't have any of that shit. But no, I am interested to see how far into this movie they go. Because it's always cool to see the Guardians, the Asgardians of the galaxy. So I'm pretty excited for that. All right. Before we head out of here, I just want to say one thing. I want to give a huge shout out to Warner Brothers for not only greenlighting, but shooting in secrecy the sequel to the animated Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
You have no idea how excited I am for this.
I still need to watch the first one.
AJ,
what is it on?
Man.
Is it on HBO Max?
Yeah.
I think it's on Apple TV.
It's on HBO Max too.
It's on HBO Max.
Is it?
Oh, good.
Wait, what's it?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Scorpion's Legacy, right? What was it called?
Scorpion's Revenge.
Scorpion's Revenge. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, the first 10 minutes of that movie, I put up against any live action, fantasy movie or whatever you like. It was beautiful. And it's not a spoiler, but it essentially was a wilder version of the first 10 minutes of the live action.
Right.
Just wilder. But yeah, shout out to Warner Brothers for that. And shout out to the fact that Long Halloween Part 1 comes out this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Dude, I was looking for screeners.
I pre-ordered it. I'm gonna watch
Christian,
it.
when I tell you I reached out to every
I did too. Everyone in Warner Brothers sucks.
No one wanted to give it to me. And I'm like,
Everyone's like, oh, nobody knows nothing. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Nobody knew anything. I'm like,
Did you
fine.
know Walmart was selling it early?
Wait, you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Like
One of my
the
friends
digital or the
said,
physical?
yeah, a physical, yes. One of my friends actually showed a
What?
picture of him having it in Walmart. He just said he asked if y'all had this movie. They're like, yes, and he got it for like $20.
Wait, when did he get it?
Today, I think.
Today?
Yeah.
I know why he got it today. They usually get it in around like a few days before they actually release it. It's like in the back. So you might have had a hookup for that.
But that physical copy usually drops later than the digital copy.
Yeah, it usually does.
Yeah.
That is true. But the physical
talk about a hookup.
Now,
so maybe digital is what comes. Yeah, digital is what comes.
Digital usually comes.
yeah, digital comes first.
Yeah, but I'm really more so excited to see if this Batman is part of the world that that Superman movie had set up. And,
I don't know.
But doesn't it have like the same art style
hold
to it?
on.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
Man of
saying
Tomorrow?
It looks like
saying
it.
I'm interested to see if it is connected.
Mm-hmm.
Because the art style is literally the same as
Same,
that
yeah.
last movie and that Superman movie.
Well, it says here on Walmart.com that it ships on Tuesday, June 22nd.
Son of a bitch.
All right. So, all right. I'm going to leave you guys on this. I was pretty excited to hear it, but the rumor of Grant Gustin being in the Flash movie, which to me, in my mind, it's not really, they might shoot a few new things, but it's probably just a repeat of what we got in Crisis.
It's Ezra's version.
Right. I think they're hammering home that Ezra's Flash realizes the name from the interaction with Grant Gustin's Flash.
Right.
So I think it's just more so like, oh my God, I could do this. Now I've done it. Okay. So it's like Joel said, from Ezra's Flash's point of view. But I love it, man. Warner Brothers should take the chains off and do this more. Have Batwoman interact with Titan's Nightwing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on.
I'm excited for Titans. I saw that little teaser they showed up. I'm excited for it.
AJ,
no.
I'm excited for
it. Yeah.
Just give it.
And I will
give
tell
me
you,
August.
I love season
Give
1.
me
I love
August.
season 2, despite the terrible
Listen,
ending.
I said that they were figuring out season 1 and season 2, and they're gonna get season 3 right. I am excited.
I like season 1, and then part of season 2. The ending was just.
I will always say this. I will always say this. For projects like that, you got to really pick out if they're able to do some strong things. And what they were able to do with Slade was unmatched.
Yes.
That was beautiful. They did amazing with Slade. And then again, we could argue about how he becomes Nightwing, but that scene where he lands on top of the car and we see Nightwing in his full glory.
That was cool.
I loved it, man. I loved it. I really did.
I don't believe he should have been in jail that long, though. I was like, you're in jail.
He should never have gone to jail in the first place. That was a stupid decision.
TSA? I was like,
wait, hold on. We're ending it on this, but I could only imagine Bruce when he turned on the news and he's just like, what the fuck? What?
What's the justice system?
Why? How is it you fought crime with me every day and never got caught?
I mean, he was doing it on purpose, but
he did do it on purpose.
He got sent to prison for tackling a TSA.
Even
come on, for that.
Yeah, come on.
I'm giving it one more chance. One more. They got one more season to allow me. After that, I'm done.
All right. Well, don't spread that. We need to continue to get these HBO Max shows.
That's true. That's true.
I'm excited for Stargirl. I'm excited for everything that they're doing.
Just put it on while you're sleeping.
I'll get the audio, the podcast.
Even if you don't like it, just put it on.
The podcast version.
Every rating.
Season 3. I heard what happened. I didn't see it, but I heard it.
All right, on that note, I am getting us all out of here before Warner Brothers never answers our call again. I want to thank Christian and Joel and Jamie for joining us on this episode. Loved having you guys. This is a fun one, man. This is a fun one. Like I said, this was our least amount of arguing. that we've
Because I wasn't here.
Yes, AJ, yeah.
I thought it was going to
See
argue.
how things happen for a reason? But no. No, I enjoyed this episode. Huge shouts out to Shekinah. She had family over, so she couldn't make it on this episode. But she will be back. We're getting a lot of news this upcoming week. And as the summer's starting to really kick into full gear, Comic-Con's right around the corner. So we're gonna have a lot to break down. I'm thinking, Joel, we might have to do a live stream, man, for certain panels. Do a live stream for certain panels. So stay tuned for that, guys, and make sure you guys tune in to the MCR next Wednesday. Break down episode 3, right? Yes, episode 3 of Loki.
Yeah.
Episode 2 was amazing. That's all I want to say.
Tom Hiddleston did say episode 4 and 5. He said, "Be prepared." So
you know what, Christian? Screw him, because I listened to a guy named Paul Bettany.
He was amazing.
Who built up a whole bunch of
stuff. He was like, "Oh, I get to work with someone I've never worked with before." It's me.
Yeah, it's me. I've never worked with myself. I hate
the
him
ultimate
for that.
troll.
But
Ultimate troll.
You know what? Giving us White Vision was a moment. So I give him that.
That was cool.
Sure.
But yeah, so stay tuned for that, guys, and stay tuned. Me and AJ will be breaking down this jaw-dropping.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I gotta watch it.
The what?
I watch that right now.
I cried the 8 times I watched it at 3 a.m. in the morning.
I didn't know that was the last episode.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
Wait,
that.
what? It was a
what?
what? Huh?
No, it wasn't the last episode.
No, it's the final episode of the season.
No,
8 episodes, right?
For what?
No, it's 16.
it's
Oh,
16.
there's 16.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
16.
we messed up.
Oh
Like,
my
Oh.
god, you just really
Yeah.
scared me.
Wait,
I
what
tell you
show?
what, if this
Bad
season
Batch.
ends like that, if this
Oh,
season
Bad
ended
Batch.
like
Oh my
that,
god, I thought it was over. I was like, no.
man,
No.
I would set
It's
the
just gonna
whole
have like
Disney.
I'm not gonna
weeks.
lie. If that was the end of the season, I would be more excited for season 2 for Bad Batch. I would
I
be more
left you
excited.
in anticipation.
Yes.
I respect that, AJ, but if that was the last, I'd be at Disney headquarters with
Look.
fluid.
Oh god,
And
I'm
some
really nervous for
action.
this episode
Look,
Like
now.
my mind is still blown from that episode. I still can't
Oh,
process what I
God.
watched.
I can't either. So Ash, Jamie, let me know if you guys get a chance to see it before me and AJ record.
I am literally about to go watch it as soon as we
All right,
log off.
perfect. Let me know you
because
guys
I am
thoughts
like,
when you watch it.
I'm stressing out about this show already, and I'm still not over the last 2 episodes. So
like
thank
I
you.
said,
It
you have
gets
no
even-
idea what you're about to say. You have no idea.
Yeah.
But thank you guys, and I can't wait to do another episode of GVN Talk, same time, same place next week. But till then, peace.